Good evening, chat. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. That's right, we're looking at another weird thing on the internet. And she's not here right now, but I've been told that possibly an alien will be joining us this evening. And I specifically picked out tonight's topic as a sort of a welcome back gift for her. I think she'll really enjoy it. It's got everything she likes. It's got weird aliens, it's got sci-fi, it's got smash or pass. It's got art. Oh, she likes art. It's got lots of art in there. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek. Let me switch over here. So the title of this book that we're going to be looking at is All Tomorrows, A Billion-Year Chronicle of the Myriad Species and Varying Fortunes of Man by Nemo Ramjet. And it's pretty long. I don't know that we'll get through the whole thing tonight. We'll probably get a little sidetracked. We'll probably have some interesting things to talk about. She's been off she hasn't been on the stream in a while. Very busy these last couple of months. So between that and the length of the book, this might be a two-parter. She's not here yet. No, be patient. She's at an appointment. She'll be back as soon as she's ready. She said 6:30 my time at the latest, so 30 minutes at most, hopefully. But I thought I could give you guys a little introduction to the story before she gets here. So this is the timeline we're going to be looking at. There's some spoilers here. Let me make sure that you guys can actually see it. It's kind of blurry. All right. It's yeah, I think that should be good for you guys. Let me check, make sure you guys can maybe kind of make it out on the stream. It's probably fine. Anyway, we're going to be looking at all of these fellas and we're going to see how this thing works. So there's like a little timeline here, but we don't want to spoil too much. There's a lot that goes on here. And I guess this is where the book starts. It's not really it's not like a traditional narrative, right? It's more of like a Wikipedia article in book form. So before we jump right in, I'm not going to start reading it yet because I want her to be here. I don't want her to miss anything. So I'm actually going to switch over to something else for us to do while we wait. And we're going to start with a little bit of Sporkle. I know how much you guys love Sporkle. All right, let's get that back up. We'll leave the Kerbal on the stream. He seems like a fun guy. And yeah, no camera because I'm going to be reading and I'll be like squinting and the lights in my eyes. It's just a whole thing. All right, so I have been told that the random quiz button is actually kind of fun. So we're just going to hit the random quiz. We're going to pick the European countries whose names contain an H anywhere in their name. All right, let's go. Bosnia. Wait. Oh no, I gotta pick these out. Shoot. Quick guys, where's Bosnia and Herzegovina? Is it that one? No, that's Kosovo. That's Montenegro. Oh no. Oh no, I'm bad at this. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia, Estonia, Latvia. This is Lithuania. Okay, there we go. All right, I got this. That's Russia, Belarus, Poland, Ukraine, Turkey, North Macedonia. Oh, North Macedonia is here. Dang it. This is just a warm up, guys. Croatia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Czechia. No, there it is. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I was looking for Bosnia and Herzegovina, Hungary, the Liechtenstein, Netherlands. All right, well, that was a good warm-up. Let's do the next one. 43%. You may want to wait on that Jeopardy application. Yeah, all right. Thanks, buddy. Good thing Urban's not here to judge me. Oh, you know, whatever. Can you figure out which sports these rubber duckies are fond of? Yes. Okay, hockey, golf, bowling, karate, weight lifting, scuba diving, sumo, snowboarding. Oh, this is a lot. Baseball. Wait, that looks like bowling. Okay, we're gonna skip that one. Basketball, skiing, soccer or football, racing, kayaking, fencing, tennis, cricket. All right, now we're in the home stretch now, guys. Swimming. Also, if we could just get that out of the way. Thank you, Sporkle. Oh, what the heck is... Oh, motocross? Where are all these rubber duckies coming from? What the heck? Surfing, boxing, polo? Or like jockey, horse racing? Okay, there we go. Skateboarding. All right, so what the heck is this one? It looks like bowling. Okay, they've got a ball. Oh, that's volleyball. Volleyball. Yeah, 100%. See, told you. It's just that geography ones are always a little tricky. So, you know, it's not my fault. All right, next random quiz. Let's go. Can you name the countries that are expected to more than double in population by 2050? Nope. But we can try. India. Nope. Pakistan. Nope. Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria. Nope, just Niger. Okay. The US. Nope. At this point, I could just start naming countries. They're probably like mostly African, right? Congo, South Africa. Oh no. Ireland? Okay, so if something's gonna more than double, it has to be kind of small and growing rapidly. Because like India is already huge. It's not gonna double its population by 2050. Okay, let's think about this. See, the problem with this quiz is it requires me to both know countries and know growing countries. I've gotten one. Okay, let's think about the area around there. So we've got like Cote d'Ivoire. Oh God, I can't spell that. All right, I gotta give up. Okay, Uganda, Ethiopia, Mali, Burkina Faso, Yemen. I put Congo. I guess, oh, see, both of them are on here though. Madagascar, Somalia. That would be impressive, and they're in like a huge drought right now. I don't know how that's gonna work. Guinea, Burundi, Benin, Oman, Togo, Comoros, Afghanistan, really? Rwanda, Republic of the Congo, Kuwait, Sao Tome and Principe. I don't know how to pronounce it. Senegal, the Gambia, Equatorial Guinea, Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe, Sudan, Gabon, Malawi, Mauritania, Paraguay. Oh, really? Kiribati, I was gonna put Liberia too. I was like, nah, that's stupid. Eritrea and Chad. Yeah, I wasn't gonna get any of those. All right, it's all right. Some of these are better than others. All right, can you pick the NBA teams whose names have no repeating letters and avoid decoys? I guess we'll find out. The Timberwolves. I mean, they have a repeating letter. The Kings. The Pacers. The Celtics. Nope, that has C's. The Wizards. The Trail. Okay, nope. The Knicks. Yes. Wait. Oh, that's two. Oh my gosh, there's two Ks. They're right there. Well, all right. Sorry, Sportoids. Can you pick the sport included in the 2012 Summer Olympics program? Oh no. Diving. Definitely not cockfighting. Triathlon. Rowing. Rugby. Well, these are minefields. That's not fair. All right, well, that's why it's a random quiz. We're just gonna keep okay, here we go. Movies. Can you pick the correct 4-letter word to complete each movie title? It's a Wonderful Life. Singin' in the Army. No. Rain. Big Mama's House. No, wait. I was gonna say Animal House. Roadhouse. There we go. Home Alone. Lady and the Tramp. Rosemary's Baby. The Book of Eli. The Good Dinosaur. Something Lights. Skip that one. Dial M for Murder. The Deer Hunter. The Hobbit. Battle of the 5 Armies. Blank Walk the Line. Over the Hedge. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Planet of the Apes. Schindler's List. Raging Bull. Mean Girls. Easy Rider. Child's Play. License to Kill. Star Wars. Annie Hall. Swiss Army Man, and City Lights. All right, there we go. 100%. I feel like it'll all even out in the end with you know, between the movie ones that I can get good and then the geography ones that I just completely bungle. Can you name the professions given their unique points of view? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so this is an astronaut. Okay, this is a dentist. This is a jockey. Hey, this is kind of fun. This is a president. This is a what do they call those people? Like tattoo artist? Okay, yeah, I guess that's exactly what they're called. This is a conductor. There we go. This is a umpire. This is a judge. Specifically, wait. This is like a weatherman, or maybe, okay, meteorologist. Yep. This is a pilot. Hey, this is fun. This is a photographer. This is an artist, like a digital artist. Oh, animator. Well, there's no animation. It's a still picture. I can't tell. Yoga foot watcher. A lawn mower. Is that? Oh, a landscaper. Okay. A skier. I spelled it wrong. A barista. Ooh, fun. A coach. Gym teacher. Sure. Same thing. Ophthalmologist. No, optometrist. Wait, what's the difference? Shoe shiner? That's not really a job. Okay. Florist. Hey, we got them all. Nice. You know you can get paid for getting perfect scores, right? Give Trivia Hunt a try. No thanks. As soon as money gets involved, it stops being fun. Can you name the last 10 unique players who scored at least 40 points in a game for each NBA franchise? Nope. 298. What the heck? Nobody can do this. This is ridiculous. Holy moly. I'm sure there's some like sports chat out there who's just like, oh, only the last 10 years? Do that in my sleep. Can you select the 3 characters who appear in each Jane Austen novel? Probably not, but we'll give it a shot. Pride and Prejudice. Oh, well, I'm already screwed. Pride and Prejudice. Which one is that? Oh God, I don't even know what any of these characters are from. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll give it up. Oh, there's so many books. Northanger Abbey. And since, yeah, see, I haven't, Emma. Okay, well, I guess I could have got Emma Woodhouse from Emma. That's kind of a giveaway. Mansfield Park, Pride and Prejudice, Emma again. Okay, well, all right, another bad one. Discount Engineer knew. See, if I should have looked at chat, but that's cheating. You can't look at chat when you're doing these quizzes. Okay, let's try this. Can you name the 4-letter words to complete this word letter about a movie? And hi, Discount Engineer. Thanks for coming by tonight. Possibly an Alien will be joining us at some point. Take a look here. She has not responded yet, so we'll wait to see what she has to say. But the plan is we're gonna look at all tomorrow's on stream. So if you're here for that, just wait like 15 minutes, hopefully. All right, can you name the 4-letter words to complete this word letter about a movie? Okay, sure. Nautical term for a lack of wind or a 1989 thriller. Nope. Necklace component. Nope. Nicholas Sparks novel. A fork in the, nope. Musical group, a band. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's a word ladder. Oh, okay. The bane of my existence, Billy Zane. I only know Billy Zane because how do I know Billy Zane? I always think of the guy from One Direction, Zane, and I just call him Billy Zane. Yeah, it's a word ladder too. So the Twilight Zone, sharpen, hone, cavity or pit, hole, Nathan, okay, Hall. So what could Hale must have been his name. 1903 Jack London novel, The Call of the Wild, nautical term for a lack of wind. Okay. Necklace component, like a clasp, a bend in the road. All right, I've never read any Nicholas Sparks novels, but I have seen Safe Haven. 1989 thriller, I don't know. Dead calm. Oh, I see. Okay. A bead was a necklace component. Huh. I've never heard of this movie, so I wouldn't have got it. But hey, I got like the whole middle part done. That was pretty fun. And hey, Rilip. I know everybody's very excited for Possibly an Alien. She'll be here soon. Her agent has assured me she will be on stage this evening. Rilip's wife has one of Nicholas Sparks' books autographed, but he turned out to be quite problematic. Yeah, I got roped into like going to North Carolina to visit the town where they filmed Safe Haven. Wait, can you name the cartoon characters that inspired these tattoos? Probably. And I didn't have a lot of fun. I guess my wife enjoyed it though, so. Winnie the Pooh. Betty Boop. Hello Kitty. This is just too easy. Yogi Bear. Tinker Bell. Sponge Bob. Wear pants. This is Sylvester, I think. Oh, that's Sylvester Jr. Spider-Man. Mighty Mouse. Ooh, that's all right. Deep cut. Batman. I'm Batman. The Pink Panther. The Grinch. Ooh, fun. Scrooge McDuck. Scooby-Doo. That's Beavis. That's Taz, the Tasmanian Devil. This is Woody. Okay, Woody Woodpecker. This is Cartman. Eric Cartman. This is Tommy Pickles. This is wait, Pebbles. Almost said Bam Bam. Like, no, that's the other one. Ooh, Superman. Garfield. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good one. I don't think I could get a tattoo because I'm way too hairy. Not that you guys, you know, need. Wait, Charlie Brown. There we go. Nice, 100%. That was easy though. I mean, those were all pretty recognizable characters. All right, next random quiz. Let's see. Can you choose the soccer league for every team? Nope, but we'll give it a shot. AC Milan, Premier League. Nope. FC Köln, Bundesliga. Yeah. Leicester City. That's got to be Premier League. Oh, okay, I see now. Okay, ACF Fiorentina. I'm gonna say nope, Serie A. SS Lazio. Series A. Yeah. Juventus Field. I think it's like F is it football club? Rilip can't pick the league for any team. Well, I can kind of like infer because I think Premier League is, it's like UK maybe. I mean, I don't know. Bundesliga just sounds German though. Nope, Serie A. When in doubt, go for Serie A, I guess. Okay, Bayern Munich. Okay, I know Bayern Munich because I used to live in Bayern, or Bavaria as we call it in English. Tottenham, that sounds German. Nope, Premier League. Borussia Dortmund. Villarreal CF. Nope, that was La Liga. Okay. Liverpool, that's Premier League. Manchester United. Mainz, sounds like Bundesliga. Arsenal, Premier League. Levante, UD, La Liga. Yeah. Deportivo Alaves. Real Madrid, Serie A. Nope. Barcelona. There we go. Ooh, 65. The average score is 95%. Because, you know, only like sports people are playing these quizzes, guys. Your parents lived in Vilsec? Oh, that's cool. I want to say I went there. But my dad was stationed at Hohenfels, which is just a little bit of ways outside of Regensburg. So if you know that general area, north of Munich. Okay, what do we got here? Can you name the 4-letter words in this themed word ladder? Ooh, word ladders are fun. Okay. To glimpse at something. To peek. It's on a hook. Hook. Okay, look. Toot a horn or sound like a goose. Honk. A man who lives in an abbey. A monk. Mindy Mork. The other white meat is pork. Port is a fortified posted wine. An area between hair sections. Part. Before the present, the past. An annoying bug. A pest. Mexican currency. A peso. El Paso, Texas. Take an exam without failing. Pass. A fish or a singing voice. Bass or a base. An alkaline chemical is a base. Not clothed. Wait, what? Naked? Nude? But that's, no, to cut the skin off. 100% unadulterated is pure. Oh, bear. And then pear. Ah, we got it now. It's on the end of a fishing line. Lure, observe, but not chat. Lurk. Hey, lurkers, they're calling you out. A songbird is a lark. To listen. Hark. Tough. Hard. A group of animals is a herd. Where you are right now, here. Easy peasy. Alien is here. Let's get her on the phone. We'll send out the call, sending out an SOS. She'll pick up when she's ready.
Hello.
Hello. Okay,
Hey.
She's here, guys. We can stop this Sporkle garbage and go to the the main event. All right, here, let me share my screen. Can you guys hear her?
hear me? Do you hear me? Do you?
Hello? Hello, everyone.
Hey, alien dance. I like it.
I'm sure they can hear you. It's probably
Hey,
fine.
Emmy. I'm sure they hear us.
Okay. So, the book we are reading today is called All Tomorrows, A Billion-Year Chronicle of the Myriad Species and Varying Fortunes of Man by Nemo Ramjet.
Nemo. Okay, we
And
found him.
we're gonna skip over the timeline because there's some spoilers there. I already showed chat,
Okay.
but I will start us off and we'll just like popcorn back and forth. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. To Mars. After millennia of earthbound foreplay, mankind's achievements on a noteworthy level began with the political unification and the gradual colonization of Mars. While the technology to colonize this world had existed for some time, political bickering, shifting agendas, and the sheer inertia of comfortable terrestrial usurping had made this step seem more distant than it actually was. Only when the risks clearly began to present themselves, only when Earth's environment began to buckle under the strain of 12 billion industrialized souls, did mankind finally take up the momentous task. All through the decades, traveling to and later settling on Mars had been envisioned as quick, relatively easy affairs, complicated but feasible and manageable in short term. As the push finally came to a shove, it was realized that this was not the case. It had to go step by step. Atmospheric bombardment by genetically tailored microbes slowly generated a breathable atmosphere in a cycle that took centuries. Later, a few cometary fragments were knocked off course to bring forth seas, oceans, water. When the wait was finally over, remnants of Earth's flora and fauna were introduced as specially modified Martian remakes. When everything was ready, people came from their crowded world. They came in one-way ships, fusion rockets and atmospheric gliders, packed to the brim with colonists sleeping in dreams of a new beginning. The first steps on Mars were taken not by astronauts, but by barefoot children on synthetic grass. And here we have a picture.
Ooh.
There is art. I should have mentioned there's a lot of art in this that you might enjoy.
Yeah, I like this.
So this is a lander ferries, the first people to the pre-terraformed Eden of Mars. Would you like to read about the Martian Americans?
I would love to read about them. All right, the Martian Americans. For several hundred years, Mars remained as a backwater, prospering but still dim compared to the splendor of Earth, which was glowing brighter than ever before. Thanks to the relocation of environmentally damning industries to Mars, or demanding, sorry, industries to Mars, Earth could usurp everything without having to damage its tired biosphere. This was the terrestrial heyday, the climax of economic, cultural, and social development on old Earth. This, however, was not to last. Like the gradual separation of America from her colonial mother, the governments of Mars adopted a new Martian identity. They became the Martian Americans. The difference between Earth and the Mars was not only political. A few generations in the lighter gravity gave the new Americans a spindly, lithe frame that would look surreal to their old home. This, combined with a certain amount of genetic engineering, took the Martian separation to a new level. For a while, the silent schism between the two planets was mutually accepted, and the balance of power hung in an edgy equilibrium. But the Terra-Martian standoff could not last forever. With limitless resources and an energetic population, Mars was bound to take the lead.
All right, let's take a look at a Martian American. There he is.
Okay,
He looks like a cartoon character.
he does. Big
All
hair.
right. Oh, big hair?
Yeah,
he's
it's kind of like
got some
thick.
hair.
Yeah.
All right. Time for Civil War, my favorite Marvel movie. That's not true. The Martian turnover was expected to occur in two ways, either through long-term economical gains or by a much shorter but painful armed conflict. For almost 200 years, the former method seemed to take effect, but this gradual stretch eventually did break in a most destructive way. Almost since its establishment, Martian culture was suffused with an explicit theme of rebellion against Earth. Songs, motion pictures, and daily publications repeated these notions again and again until they became internalized. Earth was the old, ossified home that held humanity back, while Mars was new, dynamic, active, and inventive. Mars was the future. This ideology eventually reached its semi-paranoid revolutionary apex. Roughly 1,000 years from now, the nations of Mars banned... Wait, from now? Okay,
Now.
I guess we're changing tense. The nations of Mars banned all non-essential trade and travel with Earth. For Earth, it was a death sentence. Without the resources and industries of Mars, the terrestrial heyday would quickly devolve into pale shadow of its former glory. Since a trade of essential goods continued, nobody would starve, but for every citizen of Earth, the Martian boycott meant the loss of up to 3/4 of their yearly income. Earth had no choice but to reclaim its former privileges, by force if necessary. Centuries after her political unification, Terra geared up for war. Most thinkers and fantasists of previous times had imagined interplanetary war as a glorious, fast-paced spectacle of massive spaceships, one-man fighters, and last-minute heroics, like in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
No fantasy could have been further from the truth. War between planets was a slow, nerve-wracking series of precisely timed decisions that spelled destruction on biblical scales. Most of the time, the combatants never saw each other. Most of the time, the combatants were not there at all. War became a duel between complicated, autonomous machines programmed to maximize damage to the other side while trying to last a little longer. Such a conflict caused horrendous destruction on both sides. Phobos, one of Mars' moons, was shattered and rained down as meteorite hail. Earth received a polar impact that killed 1/3 of its population. Barely escaping extinction, the people of Mars and Earth made peace and reforged a united solar system. It had cost them more than 8 billion souls.
Billion.
All right, you want
Oh,
to
these
learn
are
about
your
the star people?
Yeah,
Oh
we're
yeah,
learning about star shards.
they're my people. Oh boy, let's learn about
These
them.
are your people. Okay, the survivors agreed that massive changes were necessary to ensure that such a war never occurred again. These reforms were so comprehensive that they entailed not political, economical, but biological changes as well. One of the greatest differences between the people of the two planets was that over time, they had almost become different species. It was believed that the solar system could never completely unify until until this discrepancy was overcome. The answer was a new human subspecies, equally and better adapted not only to Earth and Mars, but to the conditions of most newly terraformed environments as well. Furthermore, these beings were envisioned with larger brains and heightened talents, making them greater than the sum of their predecessors. Normally, it would be hard to convince any population to make a choice between mandatory sterilization and parenting a newfangled race of superior beings. However, memories of the war were still painfully fresh, and it was easier to implement these radical procedures in the wake of such slaughter. Any resistance to the birth of the new species did not extend beyond meager complaints and trivial strikes. In only a few generations, the new race began to prove its worth. Organized as a single state and aided by the technological developments of the war, they rapidly terraformed and colonized Venus, the asteroids, and the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Soon, however, even the domain of Sol grew too small. The new people who inherited it wanted to go further, to new worlds under distant stars. They were to become the Star People.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, I forgot to do something. So the part of this stream is also going to be smash or pass on the different species.
Okay.
So these are the Martians. Smash or pass?
Pass.
Okay.
Sorry to say it, Martians.
No, I think, he's, yeah. I think we can all see why.
What does chat think?
All right, here's the star people. Yeah, what does chat think? You guys want to smash or pass here? We'll go back to the picture. So, Martian, smash or pass. Now keep in mind,
Great eyes, but the jaw is
big
too weak
eyes.
for me.
Yeah, it's like sticking out. He's got that big nose. I think my nose is that big. I have a pretty big nose.
I don't mind a big nose.
Yeah, at least he has hair.
Yeah, it's not bald.
Yeah, gross. No baldies, lol. All right. And then we have the star people. Smash or pass on the star people.
Oh, it's gonna be a pass for me.
Yeah, bald. Unacceptable.
The forehead to jaw ratio again. Like I know they said bigger brains, but it's like, what's wrong
Big
with a
brain.
strong jawline?
Well,
Come
listen,
on
jaws
now.
are irrelevant when you have mental talents, you see.
I see.
All right. Colonization and the mechanical Oedipi. Oh, this one's fun. You'll like this part.
Oh, okay.
Even for the star people, interplanetary travel was a momentous task. Early minds had boggled over the problem, and fantasies such as faster than light travel and hyperspace emerged as the only solutions. Simply put, it was impossible to take a large number of people with enough supplies to even the closest star to make colonization feasible. The existing technologies could only slug along at mere percentages of light speed, making the journey an epoch-spanning affair. Enormous generation ships were conceived and even built, but these succumbed to technical difficulties or onboard anarchy after a few cycles. The solution was to first go there and make the colonists later. To this end, fast and small automated ships were sent forth to the stars. On board were semi-sentient machines programmed to replicate and terraform the destination, and construct its inhabitants from the genetic materials stored on board. A bizarre problem plagued such attempts. The first generation of humans to be manufactured sometimes developed a strange affection for the machines that made them. They rejected their own kind and perished after the massive identity crisis that followed. This technological Oedipus complex was not uncommon. Nearly half of all the colony founding attempts were lost through it. Even then, however, the remaining half was enough to fill humanity's own spiral arm of the galaxy. So we got a bunch of, Joker's the one who's super into the robot lady, right?
Yes.
All right. So we got a bunch of robo lovers, robosexuals, I think they call them in Futurama. And ends up causing some trouble. The Discount Engineer says, looks like a head designed for re-entry. Ooh. Yeah. Let that brain soak up all the extra heat.
That's totally fair.
And Emmykin says, he looks like he could be related to Beavis.
Oh,
Hold
yeah,
on.
I see that.
The Martian, right? Yeah, he's like the jaw. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Good call, Emmy.
All right. We're at the Summer of Man. You want to tell us about the Summer of Man?
Summer of Man, unlike the Summer of George, right after mankind's colonization of the galaxy came its first true golden age. Reared by machine prophets, the survivors of the Oedipal plagues built civilizations that equaled and even surpassed their solar forebears. This
Wait, how
diffusion
many
across...
bears?
There are just 4 bears.
Okay.
Just 4.
Just 4.
Yeah. Yeah. You would think it wouldn't be that hard to surpass 4 bears, but I guess they're pretty fast.
No, it's the future.
This diffusion across the heavens did not mean a loss of unity. Across the skies, steady flows of electromagnetic communication linked mankind's worlds with such efficiency that there was no colony that did not know about the goings-on of her distant siblings. The free flow of information meant, among other things, a vastly accelerated pace of technological growth. What couldn't be figured out in one world was helped out by another, and any new developments were quickly made known to all in a realm that spanned centuries of light. Wow. Not surprisingly, living standards rose to previously unimaginable levels. While this did not exactly mean a galactic utopia, it was safe to say that people of the colonized galaxy lived lives in which labor, both menial and mental, was purely compulsory. Thanks to the riches of the heavens and the toil of machines, each person had access to material and cultural wealth greater than that of some nations today. During all this development, a curious phenomenon was observed. When alien, that's me, life was abundant in the stars, no one had encountered any signs of true intelligence. Some attributed this to an overall rarity, while others went as far as divine influence. Oh no, resurrecting religion. Regardless of the theorizing, one question went truly and utterly unanswered. What would really happen if mankind ever ran into his equals or superiors in space?
Sounds
Oh,
like
no.
the First Contact War.
Yep, sure
Mass
does.
Effect reference, Mass Effect reference.
Effect.
All right, what do we got next? Ah, yes. This is two star people watch a holographic movie as they lounge under the remnants of their colonized world's indigenous flora. For them, it is a life of continual bliss. Wow.
Yes, bliss.
I don't
That
know.
is
They're watching the new Predator
cute.
movie?
I like it.
All
They
right.
look good.
Smash or
Yeah.
pass on the weird alien?
Smash.
All right. I
Yep.
mean, he's got the mouth, he's got the hands. It's like,
I like his weird face. I like his horn things.
yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
All right. An
Into it.
early warning. During
Uh-oh.
those times, a small discovery of immense implications warned humanity that it might not be alone. On a newly colonized world, engineers had stumbled across the remains of a puzzling creature, considered so because it had every hallmark of terrestrial animals on an alien planet. Justifiably named Pandabeavis Pandora.
Oh.
No, that's not right. Pandaravis Pandora, the colossal fossil. That's good. I like that. Belonged to a bird-like creature with enormous claws. Later research determined it to be a highly derived therizinosaur from a lineage of herbivorous dinosaurs that died out millions of years ago on Earth.
Oh.
While every other large land animal on that colony world had 3 limbs, a copper-based skeletal system, and hydrostatically operated muscles, Pandaravis was a typical terrestrial vertebrate with calcium-rich bones and 4 extremities. Finding it there was as unlikely as finding an alien creature in Earth's own strata. For some, it was irrefutable proof of divine creation. The religious resurgence, fueled at first by mankind's apparent loneliness in the heavens, got even more intensified. What is the quote? It's like, I am something because not because of any phony god's blessing, but because I'm enlightened by my own intelligence.
Oh, I don't know
You
that
not
quote.
from the professional, I mean, not professional quote maker. All right, chat will know. They'll tell me.
Chat will know. They'll know.
Others saw it differently. Pandaravis had shown humans that entities, powerful enough to visit Earth, take animals from there and adapt them to an alien world, were at large in the galaxy. Considering the time gulf of the fossil itself, the mysterious beings were millennia older than humanity when they were capable of such things. The warning was clear. There was no telling what would happen if mankind suddenly ran into this civilization. A benevolent contact was obviously preferred and even expected, but it paid to be prepared. Silently, humanity once again began to build and stockpile weapons, this time of interplanetary potency. There were terrible devices capable of novaing stars and wrecking entire solar systems. Sadly, even these preparations would prove to be ineffectual in time. Dun, dun, dun.
Fun.
All right. Oh, here we have the
Ooh.
reconstruction of Pandaravis.
Cute.
Shows that the creature's rake-like claws, with which it dug furrows in the soil to find its food. Opportunistic local animals walk alongside Pandaravis. You can see they have 3 legs, looking for morsels left over from its feasting. Yeah, it's like a big dumb chicken.
Yeah.
I like its feeties. It's like an elephant. Discount says smash. I don't know if this thing could consent.
I bet
We gotta do the Harkness test. Do you know about the Harkness test, Alien?
I don't.
Oh, we gotta tell her about the Harkness test, guys. Hang on. Bring that up. And also I gotta restart the music. Okay, so the Harkness test is a test to determine if you can have sex with something.
Okay. Thank goodness
Okay.
that exists.
So here, let me bring it onto the main screen. Yeah, good thing that exists. All right, so this is the Harkness test. Okay. So here is the Harkness test. So you want to fuck a fictional creature. Give it the Harkness test first. Does it have human intelligence or greater? Can it talk or otherwise communicate with language? Is it of sexual maturity for its species? If the answer to all 3 is yes, then you can fuck it. It's a non-human creature with sapience and all you need to have consensual sex with. If you answered no to 1 or more, watch out. That's bestiality or possibly pedophilia. Don't fuck it.
Oh,
Here's an illustrated guide. Are you an
they have
adult?
pictures.
Hiss. Do you want to fuck? Gronk. Do not fuck this. Are you an adult? Certainly. Do you want to fuck? Of course. It's okay to fuck this. Body language is a dangerous road. As always, err on the side of caution. Only rely on body language if both parties have attempted communication through different means and failed due to language barriers and other special situations. So there you go. Here, let me, I'll get you that link. Discount is asking for it for D&D. That's completely understandable. And yeah, hopefully that doesn't come up too much in your D&D games, but I guess anything's possible. Okay, is it my turn or did I just read that one? I think it's your turn.
It's my turn,
Would you like to tell us about the queue?
I will tell you about the Q. First contact was bound to happen. This is like Star Trek.
It
Okay,
is,
the
yeah.
galaxy, because his name is Q, let alone the universe, was simply too big for just a singular species to develop intelligence in. Any delay in contact only meant a heightening of the eventual culture shock. In humanity's case, this culture shock meant the complete extinction of mankind as it had come to be known. Almost a billion years old, the alien species known as Q were galactic nomads traveling from one spiral arm to another in epic spanning migrations. During their travels, they constantly improved and changed themselves until they became masters of genetic and nanotechnological manipulation. With this ability to control the material world, they assumed a religious, self imposed mission to remake the universe as they saw fit. Fun. Powerful as gods, Q saw themselves as the divine harbingers of the future. This dogma was rooted in what had been a benevolent attempt to protect the race from its own power. However, blind, unquestioning obedience had made monsters of the Q. Okay. To them, humanity, with all its relative glories, was nothing more than a transmutable subject. Within less than 1,000 years, every human world was destroyed, depopulated, or even worse, changed. Despite the fervent rearmament, the colonies could achieve nothing against its billion-year-old foes, save for a few flashes of ephemeral resistance. Humanity, once the ruler of the stars, was now extinct. However, humans were not.
All right, so let's meet the queue. Here they are. Let me zoom out a bit so we can get the full picture.
I
Queue,
thought they would be.
that they would be more humanoid.
No, just that they would be less buggy.
Oh,
Like maybe more of like a cloud or something.
a cloud, huh?
Yeah, I thought they would kind of have evolved past like a physical form and they would just be some sort of like shape-shifting mist.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
Are you coming up with ideas for the book?
I am.
Okay, yeah, write that down. Write that down. Okay.
I'll write it down.
Q triumphant in the fall of man. To his left floats a nanotechnological drone. To the right, a genetically modified tracing creature.
Hmm.
Kind of funky looking.
Yeah.
All right. Man extinguished.
Oh, poor man.
The worlds of humanity, gardens of terraformed paradise, seemed strangely empty to the Q. Often there were no raw materials available other than people, their cities, and a few basic niches of ecology, populated by genetically modified animals and plants from Earth. This was because humans had erased the original alien ecologies in the first place. Offended by another race trying to remake the universe, the Q set forth to punish these infidels by using them as the building materials of their vision. While this led to a complete extinguishment of human sentience, it also saved the species by preserving its genetic heritage in a myriad of strange new forms. Populated by ersatz humans now in every guise, from wild animals to pets to genetically modified tools, Q reigned supreme for 40 million years on the worlds of our galaxy. They erected kilometer-high monuments and changed the surfaces of entire worlds apparently to whim. One day they departed as they had come, for theirs was a never-ending quest, and they could not stop until they had swept through the entire cosmos. Behind them, the Q left 1,000 worlds, each filled with bizarre creatures and ecologies that had once been men. Most of them perished right after their caretakers left. Others lasted a little longer to succumb to long-term instabilities. On a precious few worlds, descendants of people actually managed to survive. In them lay the fate of the species, now divided and differentiated beyond recognition. So hang on, we gotta smash or pass the Q.
Oh, I think pass.
Yeah, they're not nice. It's all
Yeah.
about
It's not because
personality.
of that. It's all about physical appearance.
All right, smash or pass the pyramid.
Smash.
Remember, anything's a butt plug if you're brave enough.
Right.
A
It's
mile
still
high Q pyramid towers over the silent world that once housed 4 billion souls. Such structures are the hallmark of the Q, and they can be seen on every habitable world they passed through. Okay, so our first
Worm.
human descendant species are called worms. Would you like to tell us about worms?
Okay. Their world lay under a scorching sun, its intensity made monstrous through the interventions of the bygone Q. The surface lay littered with husks of dead cities, baking endlessly like shattered statues in a derelict oven. Yet life remained on this unforgiving place. Forests of crystalline plants blanketed the surface, recycling oxygen for the animal life that teemed underground. Ew. Oh, hold on. I have to get the door. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. All right,
Uh-huh. BRB.
all right, everybody. We're gonna sit here in absolute silence while we wait for Alien to come back from checking the door. Hopefully it's nothing important. So how's everybody enjoying the story so far? We're barely even in. It's 111 pages. We're on page 19. Like I said, we're probably not going to get through the whole thing, but whatever we don't get through, we can reevaluate and see if we want to go through on another stream. The queue's yeah, the queue has arrived, and yeah, would like to know what propaganda she is spreading.
Yeah, that was the queue at the door. Had to
Oh
let
no.
them in. All right, where
Remember,
was
do not
I?
resist. It only makes things worse.
Right, resistance is futile. Life remained on this unforgiving place. Oh, okay, where was I? Oh yeah, I remember animal life that teemed underground. Gross. One such species, barely longer than the arms of their ancestors, it's still pretty long, was a sole surviving vertebrate. Furthermore, it was that planet's last heir of the star people. Distorted beyond recognition by genetic modification, they looked for all the world like pale, overgrown worms. Cute. Tiny, feeble feet and hands modified for digging were all that betrayed their noble heritage. Aside from these organs, all was simplified for the life underground. Their eyes were pinpricks. They lacked teeth, external ears, and the better half of their nervous system. The lives of these ersatz people did not extend beyond digging aimlessly. If they encountered food, they devoured it. Sounds like me. If they encountered others of their kind, they sometimes devoured them too. But mostly they mated and multiplied and managed to preserve a single shred of their humanity in their genes. In time, it would do them good.
So we're gonna learn about the worms now. Here they are. Uh,
Oh,
Smash or pass on the worms?
pass.
Yeah, they're kind of they're kind of gross looking.
Yeah, they're super gross looking.
Ew. Two worm parents with their young. Okay.
All right.
All right. Next up, we have the Titans. On the endless savanna of a long extinguished colonial outpost, enormous beasts roam supreme. More than 40 meters long by terrestrial measurements, these behemoths were actually the transmuted offspring of the Star People. Several features betrayed their human ancestry. They still retained stubby thumbs on their elephantine front feet, now useless for any sort of precise manipulation except for uprooting trees. They compensated this loss by developing their lower lip into a muscular trunk-like organ that echoed the elephants of Earth's past. As bestial as they seemed, the Titans were among the smartest of the reduced submen that remained in the galaxy. Their hulking stance allowed for a developed brain, and gradually sentience re-emerged. With their lip trunks, they fashioned ornate wood carvings, erected hangar-like dwellings, and even began a form of primitive agriculture. With settled life came the inevitable flood of language and literature. Myths and legends of the bygone, half-remembered past were told in booming voices across the vast plains. It was easy to see that within a few 100,000 years, humanity could start again with these titanic primitives. Sadly, as a catastrophic ice age took over the Titans' homeworld, with the gentle giants disappeared, never to return. And here are the Titans. Let me zoom out so you can get the full picture. It's not that there's that much to see. All right, what do we think of these guys?
Oh no.
No? No.
No.
Look at their tiny little eyes.
Oh, and their lip trunks, I think they called it.
Yeah, they use their lower lip as like a trunk.
Ew.
I mean,
No, thank you. What?
okay.
It's a creative. It's interesting for
Yeah,
sure. It's
they're really
interesting.
big too.
Yeah,
So
they are big.
if you're into elephants, I guess there you go. All right.
Oh,
Would you like to tell us about predators and prey, our next two species?
I shall. Developed predators were common among humanity's feral worlds. Most of the time, they resembled the vampires, werewolves, and goblins of bygone lore. They love the word bygone here.
Mm-hmm.
Hunting equally subhuman prey with a combination of derived weaponry. Some had enormous heads with large killing teeth, others tore their victims apart with talon like feet. But the most common kinds bore modified fingers and thumbs, bristling with razor sharp claws. The most efficient of these predators lived on one of mankind's first off world colonies. In addition to paw like hands with switchblade thumbs, they also had gaping, tooth studded jaws on disproportionate heads with large, sensitive ears. All of these served to make them the dominant predators of their home planet. They ran the prairies, stalked the forests, and ranged through the mountains in pursuit of different people. Herbivores. What is that? Saltators?
Herbivorous saltators,
Oh,
I think.
herbivorous saltators. Okay, with bird-like legs. While their prey lapsed into complete animosity, the hunters managed to keep the spark of intelligence alive in their evolutionary honing. Good for them.
All right, let's take a look at the predators here. We got Cheetah Man.
Dang.
What do you guys think, chat? Smash or pass on the predator?
Let me take a look.
Remember,
Let me
if
take
you
a
say
closer
smash, it makes you furry. So
look. No,
maybe,
it's pass. I like the sharp ears, but everything else is not doing it.
yeah. It's kind of gross. And here is a prey.
Oh my god. That one should be prey. I do not like that one.
Yeah, please eat them all.
Yeah, please get rid of that. Get it out of here.
Gross. All right. Oh, no, okay. This is one of the best ones. Now we're going to learn about the mantelopes. Not all devolved people lapsed into complete bestiality. I don't think that's the word they were gonna go with, but okay. Some held on to their minds while losing all of their physiological advantages to the genetic meddling of the Q. A singular species was a prime exemplar. They had been bred as singers and memory retainers, acting much like living recorders during the reign of Q. When their masters left, they barely survived, reverting into a quadrupedal stance and occupying a niche as grazing herd animals. This change was so abrupt that the newly evolved mantelopes endured only due to the forgiving sterility of their artificial biosphere. The mantelopes, equipped with full, if slightly numbed, human minds, and completely disabled animal bodies, lived agonizing lives. They could see and understand the world around them, but due to their bodies, they could do nothing to change it. For centuries, mournful herds roamed the plains, singing songs of desperation and loss. Entire religions and oral traditions were woven around this crippling racial disability, as dramatic and detailed as any on bygone Earth. Bygone counter up to 5. How many are we at now?
I think 5.
Editor, when you're going through this, can you add a little counter? Thank you. All right. Fortunately, the selective forces of evolution made their agony a short-lived one. Simply put, a brain was not advantageous to develop if it could not be put into good use. A dim-witted, half-minded mantelope grew up faster than a smart one and grazed just as efficiently. The mantelope's animal children overtook them in less than 100,000 years, and their melancholic world fell silent for good. Nothing was sacred in the evolutionary process. And here we have a mantelope. You can see
Check him out.
Yeah.
This is giving me Cabot vibes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Some real hybrid animal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On
Don't
to the
let him
next one.
find out about this. He'll be like, look,
oh, no.
see?
More proof. I'm putting this on my website immediately.
Right.
All right.
I'm not even going to check.
Yeah. It's a news article from the 1800s. It's got to be true.
Gotta be true.
All right. Would you like to tell us about the swimmers?
The swimmers, perhaps because of their life cycle involved Wait, what? Perhaps because their life cycle involved an aquatic larval stage, the Q had transmuted a large number of their human subjects into a bewildering array of aquatic creatures. Taken care of by specialty bred attendants, these post-human water babies came in every shape and size imaginable. They were limbless, ribbon-like varieties of eel people, huge whale-like behemoths, decorative people who swam by squirting water out of their hypertrophied mouths, and horrifying multitudes of brainless wallowers that served as food stock. I feel like we are taking a weird direction here with our evolution.
Well, I mean,
All of
the Q
them.
did it.
Mhm. That's true. That's true. Good for the Q. All of them were perfectly domesticated. All of them. Have you seen Fantastic Planet?
Which one's that?
It's the one with these aliens that keep humans as pets.
Oh, I have not
Yeah.
seen that.
After I read this, you should Google it.
I should Google that.
Yeah, I think it kind of some of this reminds me of that.
All right.
All of them went extinct when their masters left, all save a few lightly mutated generalized forms. Well, um, sorry, your screen jumped when I'm
Did
on
I
the
did I
Discord
screw it
here.
up?
No, I lost my place
Oh,
for a
okay.
second. A window switched. Oh, okay. These swimmers still resembled their human ancestors to a large degree. They had no artificial gills. Their hands were still visible through their front flippers. Their feet were splayed affairs that functioned like a pair of tall flukes. Recognizably human eyes peeked through their blubbery eyelids, and they spoke to each other, though not in words, and never in sentient understanding. For millennia, they swam the oceans of their ecologically stunted world, feeding on diversifying kinds of fish and crustaceans, survivors of the food stock originally imported from Earth. With the intervention of the Q gone, natural selection resumed. The swimmers became more streamlined to better catch their fast prey. The prey responded by getting faster, or evolving defensive countermeasures such as armor, spikes, or poison. Their evolution back on track, the swimmers drifted further and further away from their sentient ancestry. They would wait for a long time indeed to taste that blessing again.
All right. So let's check. What is it? Fantastic Planet.
Yeah.
All right. And Discount is
That one.
saying getting vibes of Monty Python. Looking at Fantastic Planet. A 1973 experimental adult animated science fiction film. Adult animated film. That means a porno.
I think there was a little bit of sex.
A little bit. In the distant future, the gargantuan blue humanoid Trogs have brought human beings, who are called Ohms, as a play on the French word for man, Homme, from Earth to the planet Egam, where they maintain a technologically and spiritually advanced society. All right, so they are kept in pets, or are put in the wilderness. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we watched this in one of my art classes in high school because the
Yeah.
animation is amazing.
I can
and
definitely
it is
see that that happening in an art class. This
so
looks
creepy.
very surreal.
Yeah, I
It's
loved it, but I also
borderline
hated
experimental.
it.
All right, back to, so these were the swimmers that we just learned about. Let's see what they look like. Ah, well, okay.
Oh.
What do you mean, ew? Look
What
at
is he
him.
smiling at? What is he smiling
He's so
at?
happy. Like, hey guys, you guys want to go swimming?
Oh, no.
Nope. No, thank you. Look
No
at his
thanks.
weird, like, feet flippers.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has two of
Ew.
them.
Yeah. Not, oh, what does
All
he
right.
do with those?
He swims, I guess. He's a swimmer.
Ugh.
That's what they call him. All right, we're on to the lizard herders. They were the lucky ones. Instead of unrecognizably distorting them as they had done to most of their subjects, the Q had merely erased their sentience and stunted the development of their brains. Distantly resembling their ancient forebears on Earth, no bygone Earth, the primitives led feral lives for an unnaturally long time. They never regained sentience after the Q left, despite having every incentive to do so. This was partially due to the total absence of predators on their garden world, resulting in no advantage for intelligence. Furthermore, the Q had made some small but integral changes to their brains, tweaking with the structure of cerebellum so that certain features associated with heuristic learning could never emerge again. Once again, the reasons for these baffling changes remain known only to the Q. The dumb people eventually settled in a symbiosis with some of the other creatures that inhabited their planet. They began to instinctively farm some of the large herbivorous reptiles, ancestors of which were brought from Earth as pets. Soon the balance of this mutualism began to tip in the reptiles' favor. The tropical climate of the planet gave them an inherent advantage, and they underwent a spectacular radiation of different species. They encountered no competition from the only large mammals on the planet, the brain-neutered descendants of the Starfarers. Faced with a reptilian turnover, the only adaptation the submen could muster was to slip quietly into bestial oblivion. Well, here he is, a lizard herder.
Lizard herder.
I like the lizard more than the guy.
Most normal. Yeah.
The lizard
both
looks
of
fun.
them.
Just like
Yeah. I like the yeah, I agree with that. I like the lizard better.
Yeah, the lizard looks fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we go. You'll like this one. This is right up your alley. This is the Temptors.
The Temptors. Okay. In the Temptors case, the remodeling was done with an almost artistic enthusiasm. How they managed to survive in their bizarre form was not clear. Their ancestors were used as, I don't know this word, Cecile?
Sessile? I think that's a made-up word, like Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let me just Google
Hang
it.
on. Vulcan Rider wants to know if I make Kerbal tonight. Yes, that is my new VTuber avatar.
Oh.
I am Starshard Kerman.
It says the definition is of an orgasm, fixed in one place, immobile. Organism, not orgasm, sorry.
Close enough.
Close enough. Also attached directly by its base without a stalk. Okay. Well,
that doesn't help.
Yeah.
What is VTube?
No.
It's a thing for Zoomers, Vulcan. Don't worry about it.
Zoomers.
All right.
No human would have recognized them as their descendants. The females were beaked cones of flesh, some 2 meters tall, rooted in soil-like grotesque carnivorous plants. The males, on the other hand, resembled contorted bipedal monkeys. Unlike their mates, they were perfectly ambulatory. Dozens of them ran around the females' mounds like so many imps. Some would gather food, others would clean the females, while others would stand on guard for danger. Although their actions looked purposeful, the males had no will of their own. In Temptor society, females controlled everything. Using a combination of vocal and pheromonal signals, they guided the masculine hordes into any number of menial tasks, while mating with the strongest and most obedient and the dumbest to produce even better drones. On certain periods, they would also give birth to a few precious females who would be carried away by subservient males to root themselves. This was a terribly efficient hegemony that would certainly give rise to civilization in a matter of centuries had fate not intervened. As a stray comet obliterated the Temptor Mountains forest, one of humanity's best chances for re-emergence was cruelly swept away.
So are you ready to see what these guys look like?
I am not ready.
You're not ready?
I am a little nervous.
Okay, we'll get it. It's like ripping a band-aid off. Here we go.
Do it.
There you go.
Oh, not as bad as I thought.
No, not that bad.
Still.
I mean, still kind of gross.
Yeah.
Like, yep. That's like a human plant person.
Basically.
All right, are we ready to learn about the Bone Crusher? Through the deliberate modifications of Q and the blind molding of evolution, the heavens came to be populated with creatures that would put the myths of their ancestors to shame. Their ancestors were pint-sized pets of Q that were bred for the dazzling colors of their tooth-derived beaks. When their masters left, most of these pampered creatures died with no one or nothing left to take care of them. But some, belonging to the hardiest breeds, survived. In less than a geological eye blink of a few million years, the descendants of such creatures radiated into the evolutionary vacuum of their garden world. One lineage led to a profusion of human herbivores. These were preyed upon by a variety of enamel-beaked raptors, each evolved to deal with a specific prey. Among these generalized niches were entire assemblages of specialized animals resembling anything from the ibis-billed swamp sifters to splendorous forms with bizarre crests that flared out their toothy beaks. There were even secondarily sentient forms in the shape of the ogre-like bone crushers. To an observer of today, they would indeed be the stuff of nightmares, 3 meters tall and hairy, sporting vicious thumb claws and enormous beaks that suited their scavenging diet. Despite their shortcomings, these corpse-eating primitives were one of the first species to attain intelligence, and although primitive, a level of civilization. All of this proved the fallacy of human prejudice in the post-human galaxy. A creature could feed on putrefying meat, stink like a grave, and express its affection by defecating on others, but it might as well be your own grandchild and the last hope of mankind. In eventuality, however, not even the bone crushers fulfilled this promise. Their dependency on carrion for food limited their population severely, and their medieval civilization crumbled after a few uneventful millennia. Well, that's sad. I was excited to see these ogre people. Here they are.
There they are.
They got
Terrible.
they got tooth beaks. Huh.
That looks painful.
Well, I mean, you know, probably fine. Smash or pass on the bone crushers?
Pass.
Okay, I feel like it's good. There's going to be a lot of passing today.
Yeah.
Would you like to teach us about the colonials?
I think so.
All right.
Their world had given the toughest resistance against the Q onslaught, so tough in fact that they had turned back 2 successive waves of the invaders, only to succumb to the third. The Q, with their twisted sense of justice, wanted to make them pay. Even extinction would be too light a punishment for resisting the star gods. I kind of like the Q. The humans of the rogue world needed a sentence that would remind them of their humiliation for generations to come. I mean, if humans got to be, if our species lived to be billions of years old, we would be just like this. I think it's just what intelligence becomes. So, they were made into disembodied cultures of skin and muscle connected by a skimpy network of the most basic nerves. They were employed as living filtering devices, subsisting on the waste products of the Q civilization like mats of cancer cells. And just to witness and suffer their wretched fate, their eyes, together with their consciousness, were retained. Ew. For 40 million years they suffered. Generation after generation were born into the most miserable of lives while absorbing the pain of all that they were going through. When the Q left, they hoped for a quick extinction, but their lowliness had also made them efficient survivors. Unchecked by the Q, the colonials spread across the planet in quilt-like fields of human flesh. Ugh. After an eternity of tortured lives, the human fields tasted something that could almost be described as hope.
You ready to see the colonials?
Oh god. Yeah.
Here they are.
Icky.
It's like a Junji Ito picture.
Ugh.
A section from a colonial field shows the misery that compromises their entire lives. Note that these disorganized creatures can reproduce through both asexual and more familiar methods. Okay, thanks for sharing. Flyers. Ooh, this one's fun. We might have to censor this next picture, actually. That's cursed looking, says Rilla. Yeah, that they're like the most awful ones, I think. All right. Oh, wait, I'm reading now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Flyers. They were not uncommon at all in the domain of Q. At least a dozen worlds sported human-derived flying species of one kind or another. Most resembled the bats or the pterosaurs or the bygone. Put that counter up. Past, dancing through the aether like angels or demons, depending on the point of view. There were a few bizarre kinds relied on swollen gas glands for flotation as well. I think they missed a letter or word. Sadly, most of these creatures were already too specialized to be anything but flyers. They had forsaken their humanity for the conquest of the sky. They had little potential for further radiation beyond their limited roles. The only exception proved out to be a monkey-like species that flew on wing membranes stretched across the last 2 fingers. Their advantage was a unique turbine-like heart, artificially developed during the regime of Q. No other human flyer in the galaxy had such an adaptation. The starfish-shaped organ sat in the middle of their chest, directly funneling oxygen from the lungs to the bloodstream in a supremely efficient way. This meant that the flyers could develop energy-consuming adaptations such as large brains without having to give up their power of flight. Not that the flyers were going to reclaim their sentience right away. Instead, they literally exploded into skies, filling the heavens with anything from bomber-sized sailors to impossibly fast predators that raced with sound. Their world was pristine and there were plenty of niches to play in. Intelligence could wait a little more. All right, guys, I have to censor this next picture, so give me a second. Alien's gonna see it.
Ooh.
And oh wait, actually no, this one's okay. Hang on, we're
Oh,
good.
okay.
Nope, we're not to the bad part yet. This part's okay. An ancestral flyer in her native element. Although ungainly, these creatures have an artificial metabolic advantage that gives them tremendous evolutionary potential. All right. Here we go. Would you like to tell us about the hand flappers?
Yes.
Okay.
Some flying post-humans reapproach sentience in an entirely different way. Without the augmented metabolisms or the gravitational advantages of their siblings on distant planets, they had no choice but to give up their power of flight, in order to develop further. The hand flappers were one such species. Their wings, once used for butterfly-like flutters in the unearthly gardens of Q, had shrunken and verted back into their manual condition. Their legs likewise readapted, but they bore a splayed awkwardness from their perching ancestry. Only a singular and almost sadistically simple flaw held them back from developing civilization. In the course of their secondary atrophy, the wings of the hand flappers had become useless as hands as well. Their flag-like appendages were very useful in signaling and mating dances. Oh my god, but they couldn't hurl missiles, construct shelter, or even manufacture basic stone tools. Well, it doesn't sound like they should be mating at all. All that they could do with their useless hands was display each other's sexual availability, so the hand flappers did just that, flashing and dancing their way to oblivion.
Okay, this is the one that I have to censor. So give me 1 second, chat. Alien's gonna see it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, let me get that covered up. Get the censor bar here.
I like how excited they look.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you be excited?
I guess.
All right, here's what they look like. I've had to censor a large portion of this, so there you go. Can you see on the stream?
That's a great. I thought you were just gonna do like a black box.
What?
So
no,
much
that's
better.
no fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good
thought
call.
that would be funnier. All right, so we'll let me get rid of that and we'll continue on. All right, so I'm up to. Let me switch back. Ba-ba-ba-ba. And here we have the blind folk. When the Q came, they dug in deep, inside several continent-sized shelters under their besieged world. They waited for the invaders to pass them by. It was a futile gamble. The Q located the shelter caves and remade their inhabitants without effort. The shelters became home to an entirely different ecology, a realm of perpetual darkness fueled by the trickle of water and nutrients from the world outside. A surprisingly complex ecology developed on this scant resource. Gigantic pale insects, the descendants of common household pests, competed with Dolly-esque birds and rodents over fields of overgrown fungi, or fungi, depending on where you're from.
Fungi.
Predators were not uncommon. Almost crocodilian fish patrolled the underground streams, and vast blind bats, echolocating with unnerving precision, took their toll on the residents of the cave floor. The kilometer-high ceilings of the shelters glowed in the dark with protean constellations of bioluminescent fungi, and in some cases, animals. People were present here as well, albeit in unfamiliar forms. They were more often heard than seen, as they tried to find their way in the dark with banshee-like screams. These albino troglodytes lived in a realm where sound and touch, not sight, was the gateway of perception. They had developed long, tactile fingers, enormous whiskers, and mobile ears to live in the dark. Where their eyes should have been, there was nothing but a patch of haunting, flawlessly smooth skin. Their perfect adaptation to the world of darkness had erased the most basic feature of human recognition. As adapted as they were doomed. Before the blind folk could develop any kind of intelligence to crawl out of their geographical graves, the glacial constriction of their world's continental plates snuffed out the shelters one by one. And here we have the blind folk. All right, well, this one, I guess, could have been censored, but whatever. They just look like giant mouse people, so it's not that bad. What do you think, Alien? What do you think of the mouse people?
There's something. They have long arms.
Yeah, you know, all the better to feel you with.
Right.
A startled blind father with his year-old daughter, although he knows better to sit still in order to confuse sonar-equipped predators, the youngster screams and soils herself in terror. Their attenuated fingers are hallmarks of a lifetime spent in darkness. Would you like to tell us about the Lopsiders next?
Certainly. The Q were grotesquely creative in their redesign of the human worlds. One group of misfortunate souls they transported to a planet with 36 times the amount of normal gravity. Goku would love that. And made them over for life in this bizarrely inhospitable realm. The results of these experiments resembled nightmare sketchings of Bosch, Dali, or Picasso.
Your favorites.
They looked... I actually don't like Picasso.
Oh, that's fair.
As a person, he's fine, but his work is he's just trolling all of us.
Oh yeah, wasn't he the one that was like, he would like blow his nose and be like, here, buy my latest piece of art. I'm Picasso.
He was waiting for someone to be like, this isn't art, and no one would because everyone is dumb.
Oh no.
The results of those experiments resemble, I read that. They looked like cripples squashed between sheets of glass. 3 out of their 4 limbs had become paddle-like organs for crawling. Only one of their arms remained a spindly tool of manipulation. This singular wizened limb also doubled as an extra sensor, like an antenna of an insect. Their faces were different horrors altogether, all pretensions of symmetry. The hallmark of terrestrial animals from jawless fish onwards were completely and utterly done away with. One bulging eye stared directly upward, while the other scanned ahead in direction of the creature's vertically opening jaws. Their ears were likewise distorted. Monstrous as they look, these X-Men thrived in their heavy gravity environment once again. There was the usual explosion of species into every available niche, and the Lopsiders consolidated their chances for renewed sentience.
So what do you think these guys look like, based on the description that has been given so far?
It sounds like they flop around. I don't know. They just have one antenna arm and then 3 useless limbs, so maybe...
All right, here we go. We're going to show them off now. There they are.
Yep, that's about what I expected.
Yep. It's like, hey man, it's like the gravity is pretty high, so we gotta like, you know, crawl around and stuff. A Lopsider feeds some indigenous pets native to his high gravity world. The domestication of native fauna is the Lopsider's first step on the long way towards civilization. Striders. While the Lopsiders were redesigned to live under extreme gravity, another species had been adapted for life under the exact opposite conditions, on a Jovian moon with 1/5 of Earth's gravity. It was a world of wonders where even the grass grew almost 10 meters tall, and the trees were beyond belief, towering to sizes attained only by the skyscrapers of antiquity. In these surreal forests lived equally spectacular fauna, the descendants of pets, pests, and livestock of humans, who in turn had been reduced to animosity as well. One could see them in the league-tall forest, almost dancing among the trees as they reared higher and higher to browse. Their arms, legs, and necks had been stretched impossibly thin. Great flaps of skin blossomed throughout their bodies to dispense waste heat. Sometimes they would even change their color in order to reflect light and keep cool. Overheating was a great problem for their grotesquely tall, thin bodies. Although imposing, these Jacometian race, what the heck, that's just a made up. Hey, it's Skidimbop. Glad to see you back. These Jacometian wraiths were overdeveloped as to be sickeningly fragile. Even on their gravitationally forgiving world, a fall could shatter their bones. Oh no, like Joker. and slipping
Oh.
down from a branch would prove to be fatal. Sometimes on the open plains, even a strong wind could bring them down like the toppling masts. They survived entirely due to the merciful conditions of their garden world, which were about to change drastically. About 2 million years after the Q left their towering works of human art, a lineage of fearsome predators evolved from the terrestrial poultry that had gone feral on the planet. Resembling attenuated versions of their dinosaur ancestors, the predators swept through the garden world like wildfires, extinguishing any species too fragile to escape or resist. The peaceful, delicate striders were among the first to go. So, death by chicken. Ooh, Skid and Bob's playing some Star Citizen.
Nice.
Was there a new update that was released? I haven't been following it very closely, so. All right, let's look at the striders. Oh, those are cool. All right, smash or pass on the striders?
It's close, but I'm still gonna go with pass.
Okay, understandable. Is it the necks?
It's the length all around.
Yeah, I think they
Too
just got like a
spindly.
Slender Man thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit too creepy. All right, now it is your turn to tell us about the parasites.
All right, here we go. Humanity had diverged into two separate lineages on their world. On one hand, there were several races of almost Australopithecine?
Australopithecine.
Oh, Australopithecine. Okay. Cripples, degraded by the Q for managing to turn back their initial wave of invasion. Yet simple. I cannot see this
There's too
word.
many words. Atavism.
Okay, atavism. It's a little small on
Oh,
Discord, so I
okay.
couldn't tell.
Let me zoom in a bit.
Thank you. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Was too light a punishment for them. Their twisted relatives, the parasites, made up the second part of their sentence. There were actually several kinds of parasitic ex-people, ranging from tortoise-sized ambulatory vampires to the more common fist-sized variety that lived attached to their hosts. There was even a tiny endoparasitic kind that infested the wombs of their female victims like ghastly living abortions. How can it be living if it's
I
whatever?
don't know. This,
All of the
this guy, English is not the author's first language. This is why there's so many like
okay.
weird things in here. I think you can follow it pretty well though. You kind of get what he's
Yeah.
going for.
All of these evolutionary tortures were played out under the careful scrutiny of the Q for 40 million years. The punishment was so baroque, so elaborate that most of the artificial parasite host relationships died out when the Q left. Some submen learned to cleanse their tick-like relatives by drowning, burning, or even eating them. All right. Others, like the vaginal parasites, died out as their aggressive method of parasitism effectively sterilized their hosts, yet one or two varieties did manage to cling on to their hosts with abdominal suckers, muscular gripping limbs, and sterile pain-soothing saliva, but their successes did not lie entirely in the strength of their parasitical advantages. They almost learned to regulate their dumb hosts, not killing them by overinfestation, and thus ensuring their own long-term survival as well. In any case, totally single sided relations were rare in any ecology, natural or artificial. In millennial cycles, the cousin species' vicious parasitism began to give way to something more beneficial for both sides.
All right, let's check out the parasites and their hosts. All right, well, here's
Gross.
a parasite person.
Hmm.
A parasitic person shown real size. Although their fate seems inhumane in every aspect to an observer of today, their very survival shows that such subjective values are ineffectual in matters of long-term survival. So I think this is meant to be somebody's hand. So these
It
are just
looks
like
like it.
these are just like tiny little people that like suck on you.
Yeah.
So smash or pass on the parasites.
Definitely pass.
Yeah, I want to smash them with a hammer. How about that?
Right. Right. That's,
Ooh,
yeah.
time for the finger fishers. That sounds kinky. Their ancestors were trapped on an archipelago world, a planet sprinkled with many small continents and countless islands over interconnected networks of calm, shallow seas. Hang on, the music has stopped. I'm going to restart it. Like a magnified Aegean, this place was a terrestrial paradise in many respects, except that after the Q, no minds were left to enjoy it. On this vacant biosphere, evolution was quick to begin her blind, unpredictable dance. Once feral, the descendants of degenerate humans adapted themselves to every available niche, no matter how exotic, how outlandish. One group learned to pluck fish from the lazy shores. Millennia passed, and they settled more into their piscatorial lifestyles. Elongated fingers became ambulatory fishhooks. Teeth modified for a generalized diet became needle-like affairs, lined up neatly in a long, thin muzzle. In less than a few million years, the fingerfishers established themselves as a prominent lineage. There was scarcely a beach, an island, or an estuary that was devoid of their pale, lanky forms. As prolific as they were, the fishers were still no better than animals. Their humanity would come only after another spasm of outlandish adaptations. And here's a fingerfisher. He's ready to finger you. It is funky hooks.
Ugh.
All right, let's learn about the hedonists.
Okay.
We may have to censor this next picture, but we'll learn about them first.
Even the blissful existence of the fingerfishers would have seemed bothersome to the hedonists, for their kind was not evolved but designed for a life of pleasure. The Q had kept them as pampered pets, set loose in tropical island world of succulent fruits, bountiful trees, and calm lapping lakes full of sweet bacterial manna. Furthermore, the hedonists were left as the only animal life of this place. They had no choice but to enjoy it to the fullest. In normal conditions, any given species would quickly crowd out such a utopian environment, but normal conditions had never been the point of the Q redesign. They had altered their subjects so that they could conceive only after mating an enormous number of potential suitors continually over a period of decades. While this took care of the population problem, it also made the species less adaptable. Without any point in sexual competition, natural selection would progress only at a glacial pace. Fortunately, their stable microcosm remained free of environmental catastrophes even after the Q left. All these changes had also made the hedonists stay. Their lives were juxtaposed routines of browsing, sleeping, and mind-blowing sex, troubled neither by the concerns of disease or pregnancy. Aloof and carefree, they enjoyed the most pleasurable times of all mankind, albeit with the intellectual capabilities of 3-year-olds. Didn't really matter though, who needed to think when having such a nice time after all?
All right, I'm gonna preview this one, chat. I think it might be safe. I don't remember if this one is particularly. Oh, okay, hang on. Yeah. Well, just to be safe, we'll cover it up. All right, here it is. Here is the hedonist. I have censored the appropriate place as per what Twitch thinks is appropriate, and we'll move on. Let me get rid of the pig man here.
Get rid of the pigman.
I mean, you know, why would you want to do that?
I know.
All right. On to the... Ooh, okay. This is a fun one. The insectophagi. Insectophagi? Nondescript, quaint human species abounded in the post-Q galaxy. Hundreds of them lived out simple, unnoticed lives, never developing to become sentient, never learning their true heritage as starborn human beings. Most of them went extinct, not to be missed or even remembered. Those that lingered on managed to survive in shady, quiet niches, never again making any impact on the celestial scheme of things. One such species was the insectophagi. That's what I'm going to call them now. They had quietly adapted themselves for a diet of colonial insects and small animals. They had faces covered with leathery plates, claw-like hands to dig out prey, and worm-like tongues to scoop them up. All in all, they weren't special in any particular way, but a combination of galactic invasions, coincidence, and pure luck would later make them the longest enduring of all starmen. The meek would inherit the cosmos, though not just yet. For now, the insectophagi were concerned only with the location of insect colonies and the onset of the mating season. Skidumbop says 1 bajillion% pass on the hedonists, I'm assuming. All right, so here's the insectophagi. They eat bugs. They're just human anteaters, I guess.
Yeah.
Smash or pass?
Good for them. Pass.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that tongue's not just for eating bugs.
Look at the rest of him.
Oh, yeah. It probably doesn't have much of a personality either. All right. Would you like to tell us about the Spacers?
Sure, it must be remembered that the Star People did not succumb entirely to the Q invasions. While their worlds fell away one by one, some Star People took refuge in the void of space. One after another, entire communities scrambled into generation ships and cast themselves off into the darkness, hoping to go unnoticed by the beings that had overrun their galaxy. Despite times made for desperate measures, as the Star People had observed during their initial colonization of the galaxy, life in generation ships inevitably led to mass insanity and anarchy. This time, however, humans had to adapt themselves or face extinction. Entire asteroid fields were confiscated and hollowed out to make spaceships of unseen size. These hollow shells cradled bubbles of precious air and water, but no artificial gravity of any kind. It was discovered that a purely ethereal existence would ease the stress of interstellar exile, provided that its inhabitants were adapted for life inside such an environment. Furthermore, people were forced to change themselves. In an atmospherically sealed, gravity-free environment, their bones were left free to grow longer, thinner, spindlier. The circulatory and digestive systems were pressurized to avoid heart problems and congestion. The latter change had another advantageous side effect. Humans could navigate through the void with jets of air expelled from modified anuses. Such experiments were numerous and usually plagued with failure. Yet they did succeed in creating a future. Sealed tight in their moon-sized or air-filled, weightless heavens, the descendants of the Star People managed to invade the scourge of Q. It was an endless diaspora. Even after the Q left, they would find themselves too divergent to have anything to do with their ancestral lifestyle. The survivors of the initial hurdle would never set foot on a planet again.
So basically they can fart themselves around. Yeah, let's get them. Bob's got it. Just, you know, you want to go over there? You know, fart it out. All right, smash or pass on the Spacers?
Pass.
Really?
Why are you surprised?
I don't know. Some of the stuff you say smash to, it just... I mean, you look at Garrus, right?
There's no comparison.
Well, okay, that's just an example, though, you know? Like, you got Garrus, you got... what do you think of Tali? Smash or pass on Tali? She's wearing like a burqa. What do you mean she's cute?
You see her without it. You didn't watch that one, but you can see her face, and she's like humanoid, and all her limbs are in proportion to her body.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like all the main species in Mass Effect are very humanoid. Mm-hmm. And you've got like the big stupid jellyfish, and they're like second-class citizens.
It's like obviously everyone is going to prioritize who they think is attractive. So the more like humanoid bipedal looking species end up having more rights, where the ones who have to wear like the suits like Tali does, or the ones who walk on four like the Hanar or the Elcor, are sort of not considered as highly.
Yeah,
they have to work a little harder.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous, I think. Maybe they should make a game about that.
They did. It's called Mass Effect.
Oh. They should make another one.
Yeah.
With Chris Pratt as Commander Shepard. No, I guess if they make another one, it's not gonna have Commander Shepard, right?
I don't think so.
Because it's gonna be like a whole separate, like Andromeda, but good.
I don't know. I think it might still be in the Milky Way.
Yeah. All right. So the Ruin Haunters. Let's learn about the Ruin Haunters. A particular human species is singled out by its lucky access to the heritage of its stellar ancestors would eventually get to play a leading role in the shape of things to come. They had gotten through the Q invasion with relatively little degradation. Yes, they had been reduced to the level of apes, but their recovery had been quick. I got better. Apparently, the Q had not worked as hard at suppressing their intelligence, nor had they made a comparable effort to wipe away the material traces of the Starmen. Even after millions of years, enormous ruins of the global urban spaces littered the continents of their world. Thus did the ruin haunters earn their names. With developed minds and unrestricted access to the wisdom of the ancient cities, the exponential pace of their development was only natural. One by one, they deciphered and built upon the secrets of the bygone star people, until they almost equaled their galactic ancestors in wisdom and skill. All of this development happened in an unnaturally short period of time, and sometimes the old technologies were not even understood as they were blindly replicated. Needless to say, such a pace of development put premature stresses on the social and political structures of the ruin haunters. They barely survived the 5 consecutive world wars that raked their planet, 2 of which were thermonuclear exchanges. Oh, that's not good.
Not good.
They made it through. Their baptism with fire had hardened and awakened them. The wars united them politically and pushed their technological capabilities even beyond the level of the Starmen. Coincidentally, they also developed a dangerous form of autochthonous madness? Okay, that's just a made-up word. The ruin haunters had come to believe they were the sole descendants of the true heirs and the true heirs of the Star People, and they were ready and willing to do anything in order to claim their fictitious bygone golden age. Discount Engineer says, Shepard Jr., the recloning. What do you think? We just clone Commander Shepard again? Oh god, looks like Squidward. He's got the Squidward nose.
Oh, he does look like Squidward. Aww.
Or like a Minecraft villager, I guess.
I haven't played Minecraft.
Hang on, let me
Is
find
that
a
what they
picture
look
of him.
like?
Kind of, yeah. I'll put a picture up for you. If I can find one fast.
Show me these people.
I'm surprised you've never played Minecraft?
Nope.
We might have to do that for a stream at some point. That would be fun.
Could be good.
I'm trying to find like a good angle that you can like see their nose, but this is probably fine.
I've watched Discount play a few times, but I don't think I've
Oh.
ever seen.
That's true, yeah. He does.
Yeah.
He plays the mods.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just. Oh, come on. Okay, so here's a Minecraft villager. Well, here's like a real life version with like the floppy nose. We got this one. We got this horrifying creature. Wow. What the heck is this? Okay, this is a villager like creeping on Alex, which is one of the playable character models. We have a handsome
So they
villager.
don't have. Why do they have boobs, but they don't have like regular faces?
Who?
This girl.
Oh, this is just this. Somebody has created this. I don't. This isn't from. This is not from the game.
Okay.
Autochthonous, of an inhabitant or of a place, indigenous rather than descended from migrants or colonists. That's a weird way to describe the ruin haunters, I think. Man, these are some real like cursed Minecraft villager pictures. What the heck? Why are we doing this? Should we keep doing this? I kind of want to. Yeah,
I think my voice could use a break too.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay. Oh no, he's hot. Okay, this is what they actually look like in the game. Here,
Okay.
let me make sure. Okay, the Kerbal is not blocking them off too much.
Good.
So this is like in the game, they're like blocky people with like a funky nose. They do not look like this. This is somebody has decided that they wanted to be cursed and create a quote unquote realistic Minecraft villager.
Why wouldn't you?
And then this is a Minecraft villager with a creeper. All right, sure.
So what is a creeper?
Oh, you don't know about creepers either. So creepers, here, let me find like a good creeper Minecraft.
Creeper.
So this is what a creeper looks like.
Oh, okay.
It's this little fella here, and his whole thing is he sneaks up on you and then explodes.
Oh.
And that's
mean.
That's about it. I think you just peeked there.
Is he made of like grass?
We don't know.
We know nothing about them.
It's basically a mistake. when Notch, the original creator of Minecraft, he was trying to design a pig model, but he mixed up the dimensions. So this is the legend, allegedly. He mixed up the pig model with the dimensions, and it created this like monstrosity. And he decided to keep it in as one of the enemies.
Good for him.
Well, he's kind of gone down a problematic rabbit hole, but
Oh, of course he
Sure, I
has.
guess at
We
the
can't
time.
have anything
No,
nice.
no, we can't. Okay, here, I guess we could look at some of the other stuff from Minecraft while we're taking a quick It was a miscoded pig. Yeah, it was like he had the model, and then when he put the dimensions in, and again, I'm just, this is the legend. He put
Pass.
it in like wrong. Pass. You're gonna pass on the creeper.
Yeah.
Look at the Enderman.
What is that?
It's sort of like a Slender Man type creature. This is what they look like in the game.
Oh.
They come from a place called the End,
Oh.
and they can like teleport around.
Oh,
and they don't
I
like water.
it.
And
Oh,
then here we
very
have a
cool.
realistic quote unquote Enderman. Oh, also that it gets mad if you look at it.
It gets mad if you look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it.
Hang on, let me see. If I just like Google look at it, we can find like a short clip.
What is it called? An Enderman?
Yep.
I want to
Okay.
draw one.
Yeah, go
I think I
ahead.
could do a better job.
So here's what happens when you look at one. Oh, that's loud. Okay.
There's so many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I see them, right?
5,
Is
6.
that-
Yeah,
around
they're like the
hill.
black shapes.
Okay.
This is really low
Oh, you regen health,
resolution.
Yeah, as long as
Fast.
you have food.
like- Okay, where did you go?
Okay, good. Yeah,
5
please skip
minutes
ahead to
later.
the skip ahead to the Enderman part.
Oh, they catch fire.
Oh, they catch fire?
Yeah, I think
What are
most
they
of
doing?
the monsters catch fire in sunlight.
Kill it.
Oh, poor things. Oh, they're
Oh.
dead.
Okay.
What did he drop? What is this? Ender pearl.
This is from like
She is. This
11 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So this is when Enderman first came out.
I looked at him.
Okay.
You?
Oh, hang on.
The one that's on fire.
We missed the part where she looked at it.
Interesting.
Oh, shit.
I looked at him.
Okay.
You?
The
Well,
one
it
that's
makes a
on
noise
fire.
and then it like comes
Way
after
over
you,
there.
but
He's not looking at me.
all right, this is a terrible clip.
How do you know? Is it like you make eye contact with
Yeah,
it?
so when
Like
you
it
look at
sees
them,
you looking?
They like look at you and scream at you, and then they like come after you. But they'll
Ooh.
otherwise they're peaceful. Oh, what the heck? There's nothing
Oh.
on the stream. Okay, there we go. Like there was nothing on the stream. All right. So Skin and Bop says Enderman. I think that it might have been when they first came out, they still burned. Because
Do they not-
nowadays they just don't like water.
Oh, okay.
Is their whole thing. But when that was from the like initial release of Enderman, which was like a decade ago at this point. Feel
Wow.
old yet?
No, I'll never feel old.
I know. That's always something. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe the 90s was 30 years ago. Like, yeah, okay.
I know, it's like when people say, "Oh my god, I can't believe my kid is 5." Like, where were you the last 4 years?
Yeah,
like,
what
how are
have
you
you been
shocked?
doing?
Like, you live with them, don't you? I'm confused how you didn't notice that happening.
Oh, he's gotten so big. Like, yeah, they do that.
Right, that's what the whole point is. It's almost like that's the whole point.
Sure, but when I get big, people are like, oh, well, you need to lose some weight.
People are like, "Oh, what are you doing? Stop.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be that big."
How did you get into my house? Okay. All right. Is there anything else we want to look up before we go on to the next one? I hope you have a beverage that you're enjoying.
Yeah, I've got a little bev.
What are you drinking this evening?
Just a Coke Zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a classic. I don't know. I'm
Skin
drawing a
and Bop
blank
says,
here.
I was getting milk. I don't know how big you was.
I was getting milk.
I came back and he was like this big.
He was this big. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Oh, we gotta play Valheim again, don't we?
Oh yeah, that would be good.
We beat the first boss and then we just stopped.
Yeah, because that's when work started getting crazy for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. That's right. You told me.
Mm-hmm.
Discount engineer's gonna get some sleep. Please get some sleep. Hey,
Get
I know
sleep.
it's tough for you Euro peeps to catch these late night streams, but I do appreciate you stopping by.
Euro peeps.
That's what I call everybody from Europe.
Yeah, I like that it rhymes. Get some sleep, you Euro peeps.
Oh, yeah, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah.
I was actually watching a YouTube video about the Phantom Menace today,
Uh-huh.
and the guy
You
who was
mean like
reviewing it,
the
what?
second best Star Wars movie?
The second best. Okay, well, hang on. Let's hear your. What is your first best?
Attack of the Clones.
Oh god, that's like the worst one. I mean, I do like when Anakin goes on a megalomaniacal rant and Padme's just like, well, you know, whatever.
It's literally so funny that
You're
he's
still
like,
hot.
I killed all of them, the women and the children, and I slaughtered them like animals. And she's like, oh.
Yeah,
So
you know, I mean, you know, you're kind of hunky though, so.
She's like, it's so sweet. He needs comfort. And then they kiss.
I can fix him.
She doesn't even want to fix him. That's the best part.
Oh yeah.
She's like, you know what? I'm into this. I support this.
All right. I'm gonna read Sentience Reborn because this is where things start turning around for the humans.
Okay.
Sentience Reborn. If any sort of periodical arrangement can be brought to the history of mankind, the post-Q era of emerging human animals can be likened to a series of millennial dark ages. However, like any dark age situation, these periods of silence had finite lifespans. One by one, like stars emerging from the fog, new civilizations were born out of the shattered remnants of mankind. In some rare cases, the recovery was swift and straightforward. In most other situations, it came only after a lengthy series of adaptive radiations, extinctions, and secondary diversifications. Within these lines of descent, there was as much distance between the initial post-humans and their intelligent descendants as between the first Cretaceous fuzzballs and Homo sapiens. Sooner or later, human intelligence returned to the cosmos, but except from their shared ancestry, these new people had nothing in common with the people of today, or even each other. Extinction. Not all human animals made it through. In fact, it must be realized that the majority of post-Q humans died out during the eras of transition. Extinction, the utter and absolute death of an entire family, entire community, entire species, was rampant in the galaxy. There was nothing cruel or dramatic in all this, well, except from the Q. Extinction was as common and as natural as speciation. Sometimes the species simply failed to adapt to competition, or the abrupt change of conditions. In other occasions, their numbers dwindled across the imperceptible gulfs of time. This way or the other, human animals faded out. In all this death, however, there was a new life. As one species vacated a certain niche, others would soon step in to take its place. Adaptive radiations would follow, filling in the blanks with myriad of diverse and varied forms. Despite the fallen, the flow of life would proceed, blazing in constant turnover. Millennials. Let's get them bop. Nice. Oh, okay. So this is the fossil of an extinct aquatic human from a forgotten colony world. Unbeknownst to the universe, his kind adapted, flourished, and died out soon after the Q retreat. His tale serves to tell us that all that is alive will inevitably perish, and it is the journey, not the conclusion, that matters. Memento mori.
Oh, I love that phrase. So cute.
Yeah, so cute. Remember, you're gonna die.
I like it.
That's fine. All right. So, we have our first descendants, the snake people, who have descended from the worms, which I will remind you, were the little wormy fellas. You remember them?
How could I forget?
This is him now. Feel old yet?
No.
All right. So, we have a couple of options here. We can either read everything, or we can just look at the pictures. What do you want to do?
Let's look at the pictures.
All right.
I feel like we'll get it.
Yeah, I think now that we've got the backgrounds,
Yeah.
we can just look at the names and then see what these people are doing. And I've actually read all this before, so I know everything, so I can just explain.
How'd you find this, by the way?
So I initially found this from a YouTuber who basically did what we're doing now and read through the whole book.
Wow.
And that's how I found it.
Okay.
So that's it. So these are the snake people who have descended from the worms.
Snake people.
So now they have clothes. They're still kind of veiny.
Oh, he is wearing clothes.
He's got a little like snake scarf kind of thing going on.
Is that like a little hand at the end?
Yep.
Did the worms have hands at the ends? I think
they had
did,
like little 2-hand things at the bottom, which that's kind of what this looks like. It looks like 2 hands have been kind of fused into 1 hand.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was gonna call this piece of this article of clothing a tube top. Is that appropriate?
I love that.
Okay, good. He's using a bong.
I love that.
I believe it's called a hookah in this case.
Okay, good for him.
Also, he has some kind of what I hope is a musical instrument and not something a little less TOS.
Yeah, I thought it looked like an instrument.
Okay.
So it is very phallic, but my first thought was like flute.
A snake person at home enjoying a book, seen here, while smoking and listening to vibrational ground music. Through the open door can be seen the chaotic tangle of the city. Where? Okay, I guess not pictured here.
Not pictured.
Killer folk, descendants of the human predators. You'll remember the predators were, of course, the leopards, cat people. Well, here they are. They are ready to tip their fedora and greet you, milady. What do we think?
Definitely looks like a douchebag.
He's definitely somebody who vapes.
I think it's like the eyebrow. It looks kind of like smug.
I was gonna say the
whole
hat.
expression.
Like just anybody who wears this
hat.
kind of hat. Sorry, chat people who wear this kind of hat.
Right, like suddenly everyone in chat is like, I'm wearing that hat now.
It's been ruined by this guy.
Yep, he ruined it.
Hang on, I'm gonna find a picture of him. Hold on, I'm just gonna get this on the page. This man right here ruined fedoras for everybody. And now
wait, that's the same guy.
Oh, yeah. Hang on, let's
I guess he's got a bigger chin.
Yeah.
They're both kind of the same amount of hairy, though.
I don't know. I don't think, like, even if you're not like a neckbeard that wears a fedora, like even if you look at like this guy, or this guy, especially this guy.
Yeah.
Nope, not happening.
It's like I was even watching Shadow of a Doubt the other day, and like everyone wore fedoras, and it's like it looked okay, but it was still ruined. I'm like, it doesn't even look classic anymore. It just looks sad.
And this guy, of course, we watched a video with him in it.
Was he the Satanist?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
he almost ruined Satanism.
Here's the thing, though. He this is a character that he plays.
Oh.
And he intentionally is wearing this outfit to like evoke that feeling.
Oh.
This isn't.
He's doing it.
Yeah, he's really good at it. He's so good you didn't even notice.
I didn't even notice.
Okay, here's an acceptable use of a fedora.
Right.
You specifically have to dress exactly like this guy.
You literally have to wear that exact outfit for it to be okay.
Yeah, you cannot. I'm trying to find an example. You cannot do this.
No.
You can't. You can't. Wait, what is this?
It can't be done.
What is this art?
Oh, because
this is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we'll stop harassing this guy. Guys, don't harass him. He almost died from COVID. Just leave him alone.
Aw.
All right. A young male killer tours one of the myriad ruined fortresses in his country, testimony of their species' bloody protean history. The planet of the killer folk is an archaeologist's paradise. It has more buried Dark Ages, ruined cultures, and fallen kingdoms than any other world. His hands are kind of cool, but also kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have the tool breeders, the descendants of the swimmers. Remember the swimmers, the funky looking shark people?
Oh yeah.
Well, this is them now.
Oh, they're doing something.
They're kind of got the fashion thing going on.
Yeah, they're getting there.
So the story with these people is they couldn't make fire because they lived underwater.
Right?
So they just genetically modified all the sea creatures to do all their technology for them.
Oh.
So basically they live in like living houses and they have like living tools and clothing and stuff,
Okay.
which is what all these little bits and bobs are.
That's interesting.
A breeder huntress on a garden reef. Living tools are an indispensable part of these beings' daily lives. She manages to breathe underwater through an oxygen-filtering crustacean fitted over her blowhole. She holds a mollusk-derived rifle that shoots out specially modified fish teeth, and her companion is a brain-augmented fish that has been hardwired to return kills. Buildings made from calcified shells glitter in the background, ablaze with bioluminescence. So there you go. All right,
Fascinating.
next we have the Sauro sapiens. One of humanity's eventual inheritors was not even human. They came from the reptilian stock that had proliferated during the demise of the lizard herders. So, remember how the lizard was hurting, or the lizard herder was hurting the lizard?
Well,
now the lizard,
turned.
How the turntables.
How the turntables.
So now we've got this little lizard fella, and he's just riding his little human, post-human, fella.
Right.
Kind of fun. I like it. It's like a reverse Mario Yoshi
It
situation.
makes sense that that would have happened at some point to someone. One of these things.
I think people pay to have this done to them, actually.
What?
There's some places you could go to, probably in like Las Vegas, where they'll do this
Oh,
to you
yeah.
for the right price.
I'm sure.
All right, next we have the modular people who have descended from the colonials. You remember the colonials
Oh,
were the
yeah.
living flesh bricks.
Oh,
Well,
this is them now?
this is them now.
This is the most shocking transformation.
So-
Tyra Banks would be proud.
Basically, they have modified themselves to serve as organisms that can like build themselves up out of different parts, and they like go around and exchange parts with other part people.
Okay.
It's like, hey, you got any extra eyes? I lost one.
Oh,
It's like, sure, dude, just like give me one of your feet and I'll give you one of my eyes.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, they look like Cthulhu monsters, but other than that,
Yeah. Not bad considering what they were.
a modular colony treats a specialized digester unit with sprays of anti-ulcer medication produced by the medical drone held in his hands. Note the differing segments, each of them mutated human beings in themselves. So yeah, each segment is a human technically, but they all kind of like work together.
I
All right,
see.
next we have the Ptero sapiens, descendants of the flyers. So here we go. It's like almost like a
okay.
Star Trek alien you'd run into.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the hat that really
Yeah,
makes
the
it.
Guinan hat.
Yeah.
A pterosapien poses by the bizarre buildings of a seaside resort. Why you gotta call them bizarre? They just look like
Yeah, I was
buildings.
gonna say they don't look that bizarre to me.
At 10 days long, this will be the only holiday in her ephemeral life. Yeah,
Aw.
one of the things they mention is that they don't live very long because of their fast metabolism.
Oh,
So
interesting.
basically they grow up. Let me see what does it say their limits are. They're sexually mature at 2, middle-aged by 16, and usually dead by 23 years of our time.
Interesting.
So basically they get to be 23 and then kaput.
Live fast, die young.
Yeah. Bad girls do it something.
They do it.
All right, asymmetric people, descendants of the lopsiders. You remember the lopsiders? The flounder people?
Yes, I remember
well,
them.
now, oh god. Now they're disgusting.
Oh. Oh.
Oh no.
No. Oh no. Why?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oops.
That's the worst one.
Let me get rid of that tab so I don't switch between it. Yeah, this is probably the like This is even worse than the colonial evolution. Yikes. An asymmetric nobleman poses nude to reveal his bizarre anatomy. Normally, these creatures dress up in elaborate garments that resemble heaps of interconnected enlarged stockings. So it's like, paint me like one of your French girls kind of thing? Or draw me like one of your French girls?
Right.
What is the... Okay, I haven't seen Titanic in a long time, guys. Just cut me some slack.
I think it is draw me like one of your...
Yeah, he's using like charcoal, right?
Yeah.
And then they put that movie in a PG-13, or they put that scene in a PG-13 movie, and it was like, yeah, that's fine. Kids can see
They
this.
sure did. They were like, we'll just beat around the bush a little bit. We'll just imply it heavily.
All right, symbiotes, descendants of the parasites. Wait a minute, Marvel has a trademark on symbiote. You're gonna have to change that.
Uh-oh.
So this is a parasite living on a host.
It kind of reminds me of, what is it, the Trill?
From Star Trek?
Star Trek, yeah.
Maybe.
The one, like the worms, and they like live inside the people, and the people are like, yeah, we love it. It's not a big deal. Like, don't be weird about it.
Hypnotoad?
I don't know what.
All glory to the
yeah.
Hypnotoad.
Yeah, it seems like it's like that.
A symbiote poses on one of his several hosts. In the background can be seen some of their rural housing, with man-sized doors for the mindless host and the smaller holes for their intelligent patrons. So basically they drive these hosts around like cars. They can swap between them.
Fun. Yeah, I mean, that does sound like Star Trek a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little.
All right, next we have the Sail People, who are descendants of the Fingerfishers. Yep. That's a thing.
They've changed.
Yeah, yeah, they have. A sailor goes hunting with his harpoon-wielding companion in the background. Extremely violent by nature, these people frequently resort to savage hunting campaigns to quell their bloodlust in modern life. Notice their tongue-derived hands and the accompanying flying creatures, actually one of the Sail People's distant cousins. Okay. The Satyriacs, descendants of the Hedonists. Hold on, okay, I think this one's actually safe to look at.
Okay.
All right. Satyriac audience goes wild as the performer hits the climax of his song. Such events are an everyday part of the Satyriac life. So these guys are the descendants of the hedonists. They just, they're partying all the time. They're doing rock music, sex, drugs, rock and roll. It's a glorious life. I don't know why they have to look like freaky lizard people.
I know, it doesn't, I feel like they could just look normal.
No. Nah, it's good. The Bug Facers. So these are the descendants of the Insectophagi, the bug-eating people. And yeah, it's pretty reasonable. I think.
That's not so bad. Another guy in hat.
It's all right, yeah. A bug face celebrity. So this is a content creator. Arguably the most beautiful girl on the planet. Oh, so she's a Instagram model.
Oh, okay.
Poses before a coastal village. In the distance can be seen gas bag-like tree creatures, relics left over from the mysterious alien invaders. Oh, and we've got a bit of a formatting error here. The Asteromorphs will be coming up soon. So this is arguably the most beautiful girl on her planet, I guess. I'm wondering
I wonder, is that hat attached or is that an accessory?
It's gotta be an accessory, right?
Well, you'd think that, but remember Kevin from SpongeBob?
Oh, that's true. Oh, I didn't know it was a hat. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Oh, Kevin. Loser. All right. We have the Asteromorphs, the descendants of the Spacers, and they are just aliens now?
Yeah, what's going on with them? Huge? What happened? Are they like really tiny or is their head just huge?
I think their head's just huge. Like they have big brain now.
Big brain.
Big brain. And you can see that their fart sacs have extended to allow them more maneuverability.
Oh, yeah,
Their
I like it. Are
fingers,
they floating or
yeah, because
is that
there's zero gravity, so they just kind of
Oh, that's
float,
right, that's right.
and they just like fart themselves around their colonies, and they have fingers on their fingers,
Yeah, they have a lot of fingers.
and I guess they have like a Teletubby antenna or something.
Yeah. I wonder that probably helps them sense if they're gonna bump into something. I don't know. Hear things maybe. What were the Teletubbies antennas
The
for?
Teletubbies antennas allowed them to pick up television signals so they could broadcast things over their tummy TVs.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, my little sister like loved the Teletubbies when she was a baby, so I got to watch
Okay.
quite a bit of that.
Yeah, I think I was like, I had just aged out of it when it was a thing. So I just thought it seemed
How
really
old are
weird.
you?
I'm 30.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
she's like 25, I think.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
makes sense.
she was right in that era. All right. So we're talking about the Second Galactic Empire. We'll just quickly go over it. So the sentient post-humans begin to reach out to the galaxy. They inevitably stumbled across the ruins of the Starmen, figured out their interstellar ancestry. These discoveries were followed by a realization there must be other like them unimaginable distances away. Thus, the fledgling civilization set about to probing the skies. Basically, all the descendants of humanity reconnect and decide, oh, wait a minute, we should probably, try to figure this out. What happened over the last however many millions of years? All right, next we have the Gravitals. After the lesson of the Q, Second Galactic Empire kept a constant watch against alien invasion. Ironically, they neglected to look among themselves. The second great invasion of the galaxy came not from outside, but from within. It comes from the Ruin Haunters, the Gravitals. So you remember the Ruin Haunters lived on a world where they had the big floppy noses. They lived on a world that had, and they gave them access to a lot of technology. So now they look like bowling balls for some reason.
Yeah, what is that?
Well, actually, yeah, what is it?
They were the floppy nose, and now they're a bowling ball.
Oh, because they're not organic anymore. They transferred
that's
their
right.
consciousness into machine bodies. So
Okay.
they're like,
You know
reject
what?
humanity, return to
I
silicon.
think this is the smartest one so far.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. The rest of them are just, I don't even know.
So the Gravitals decide they're going to invade all the human planets.
Okay.
Or post-human
Makes
planets, I guess.
And where are the Q? Even the Q had been loyal to life. They distorted and subjugated. But
So
at the end of the
basically,
day, they allowed
yeah,
them to survive. Okay,
it's saying that the Q
machines.
like left the humans alive, kind of,
Right.
whereas the Gravitals just like wiped out everything.
They're like, nah, fuck it.
And then we have a rare instance of a direct invasion by the machines
Ooh.
on one of the shore cities of the Killer Folk. Most of the time, the
Ooh.
inhabitants of the Second Empire were wiped out globally without the necessity of such confrontations.
Okay.
All right, so there's
Kind of Mass Effect-y.
lot of stuff here, and now we come to the Bug
Subject.
Facers.
Oh.
The Bug Facers, racially shy and xenophobic due to their backgrounds of repeated alien invasions, became the first species to face the Gravital onslaught. As ironic as their fate seemed, the Bug Facers were the luckiest of the post-humans. Instead of being exterminated like the rest of their cousins, they survived as the only organic beings in the Machine Empire. So it doesn't specify how they survived, but
yeah,
they
I was
survived.
waiting for that, and it didn't come, and I was like, okay. They just did.
And
Don't worry about
here
it.
you see them being like modified for various uses.
Okay. This is very Reaper-y.
Yeah, kind of is.
Yeah, because the Reapers, like the ones that they kept alive, they modified them and made them like workers or soldiers if need be.
And here we see more Bug Facers that have been modified.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, this is a Gravital with its like Bug Facer mount, I guess, kind of.
Oh.
Very strange.
Very.
All right. Oh, this is a fun picture.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, it's like, I love my machine, daddy, or whatever. You see the bowling ball holes, which represent the gravitals.
Right. Ooh, symbolism.
Yeah.
I like it.
The
Picasso.
fall of the machines, return of the spacers.
Aw, damn, the machines.
Yeah, so the Asterimorphs, you remember them, the fart people? They return and defeat the gravitals. And here
Wow,
you see
I'm
them in their
impressed.
final form.
How did
Oddly,
that moth thing beat a machine?
oddly reminiscent of the Q, don't you think?
Yeah, very. What a great point.
When replenishing lost worlds, the Asterimorph gods also took measures to ensure the continued safety of their creations. The abrupt rise of the machines had shown that unless carefully regulated, the wealth of the stars could always host a race of pan-galactic usurpers.
Ooh, I like this one.
That is actually a fun. It's kind of got Hanar vibes.
It's got more contrast too than the other ones.
Yeah, there's a nice background.
Mm-hmm.
A nude terrestrial shows the highly divergent yet still bizarrely human anatomy that is the characteristic of the species. These particular terrestrials maintain a religious hegemony over their clueless subjects, dressing up in elaborate veils and headgear to assert their divine inheritance. Okay.
Ah.
So the machine survived. Oh, wow. Now we're into like Matrix territory.
Oh yeah, this one is cool.
Yeah, things start getting pretty crazy. Second contact.
Second contact.
One of the neighboring galaxies was showing patterns of activity that were unmistakable signs of sentient organization. Some thinkers reviled in the discovery of a new civilization, while others feared a return of the Q. Fortunately, this second encounter with an alien species proved to be a peaceful one. Nice.
Thank goodness. Oh my gosh.
So these are people
have been
from
through
a
it.
nearby galaxy.
Okay, what? These aren't the snake people, these are someone
No,
else?
these are the snake people have long since been extinct.
You're right. Oh yeah, you're right.
Earth
Here they
rediscovered.
come. Oh my goodness.
The
What?
purpose of this work is not to describe the limitless progress that followed the cross-galactic contact. One could go
Oh.
indefinitely chronicling how the United Galaxies re-encountered and subdued the Q, how they cradled their suns with artificial shells, multiplying their inhabitable zones a billionfold, how they crisscrossed interstellar space with wormholes and made travel a thing of the past. Ultimately, descendants of those beings even conquered time itself, prolonging the existence of their minds indefinitely via rejuvenating technologies. For a time, all men were gods. But
Ooh.
from our vantage point, one discovery truly stood out in this orgy of advance. That's not... yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I can tell that English. He's close though. It's
like
impressive
you get
when you think about
the
it.
thesaurus out.
Right.
Compared with gargantuan achievements, like the music has stopped again. We'll get that going again. It's only like 45 minutes, so I have to keep restarting it.
Oh, okay.
Compared with the gargantuan achievements like the taming of space and the construction of the star shells, it was a mere blip, a revelation of long-forgotten trivia. This was the rediscovery of Earth, the birthplace of humanity, where the omnipresent Asterimorph, the star-gliding machine, and the millions of humble resident races could all trace their origins. It was made quieter by a singular researcher combining the vestiges of forgotten history decade after decade. Millions of years of wars, invasions, and extinction had buried the evidence thoroughly and comprehensively. When she finally came across irrefutable evidence, nobody was around to celebrate. That would come later.
Ooh.
By the time of Earth's rediscovery, humans had diverged considerably from their ancestral forms. You don't say.
Right.
The discovery sparked a certain amount of interest, though nowhere as much as other breakthroughs had. To most humans of the cosmos, their ancestral birthplace was simply an interesting piece of information, a piece of trivia with which they had lost all ties. Still, a ship was sent forth, and it landed without ceremony, for now there was no intelligence left on Earth. Too far away from the main centers of population, it had been completely ignored, gone stagnant and feral. But still, it was home. When the explorers stepped out, human feet trod on old Earth once more after an absence of 560 million years. Mankind was back home.
Oh, look at Look at them.
showing up
That
in
looks
there.
like Arizona.
Yeah, it's definitely got Southwest vibes.
Yeah. Could be Cali.
All right, so here's the conclusion. I must conclude my works with a confession. Mankind, the very species which I've been chronicling from its terrestrial infancy to its domination of the galaxies, is extinct. All of the beings which you saw on the preceding pages, from the lowly worm to the wind-riding sail people, from the megalomaniacal gravital to the ultimate galactic citizens, lie a billion years dead. We are only beginning to piece the story together. What you read was our best approximation of the truth. Why did they disappear? Perhaps it was a final, unimaginable war of annihilation, one that transcended the very meaning of conflict. Perhaps it was a gradual breakup of the United Galaxies, and every race facing their private ends slowly afterwards. Or perhaps, the wildest theories suggest, it was a mass migration to another plane of existence, a journey into somewhere, sometime, something else. But the bottom line is, we honestly don't know. Ultimately, however, what happened to humanity does not matter. Like every other story, it was a temporary one. Indeed long, but ultimately ephemeral. It did not have a coherent ending. Then again, it did not need to. The tale of humanity was never its ultimate domination of 1,000 galaxies or its mysterious exit into the unknown. The essence of being human was none of that. Instead, it lay in the radio conversations of the still human machines, in the daily lives of the bizarrely twisted bug facers, in the endless love songs of the carefree hedonists, the rebellious demonstrations of the first true Martians, and in a way, the very life you lead at the moment. Many throughout history were unaware of this most basic fact. The Q, in dreams of an ideal future, distorted the worlds they came across. Later on, the Gravital, with their insane desire to recreate the past, caused the ugliest massacres in the history of the galaxy. Even now, it is sickeningly easy for beings to get lost in false grand narratives, living out completely driven lives in pursuit of non-existent codes, ideals, climaxes, and golden ages. In blindly thinking that their stories serve absolute ends, such creatures almost always end up harming themselves, if not those around them. To those like the misguided, look at the story of man and come to your senses. It is not the destination, but the trip that matters. What you do today influences tomorrow, not the other way around. Love today and seize all tomorrows.
Yay!
Yay, we did it.
Applause! Yay, I like that picture at
And
the
here's
end,
the
too.
author of this book with a billion-year-old
Oh,
human skull.
good for him. He looks great.
Yeah. So we didn't read about all the other species, but I think you got the gist of it. Again, it's a 111-page book, so
Yeah.
I think we
No,
did a
I think
pretty
we
good
made the
job
right call.
condensing it down. Yeah, we wouldn't have finished if
Yeah,
we'd read
no.
everything. So what do you think? You like it?
I loved it.
It's pretty
Fascinating.
good. Lots
a little
of
bit
aliens.
disturbing in some
Here
places.
we can actually
I
look at
liked
the
it.
timelines now, so you can kind of see what happened.
Oh, cool.
So we had man, which branched off into the Martians, which then created the Starmen together with the worms, which became the snake people, the Titans, who died out, the Predators, who became the killer folk, the Mantelope, the Swimmers became the Tool Breeders, the Lizard Herders, the Saurosapiens, the Temptors, who were wiped out by a comet, of course, the Bone Crushers, who ran out of food, the Colonials became the Modular people, the Flyers, the Pterosapiens, the Hand Flappers, who we had to censor, of course, the Blind Folk, who I maybe should have censored, the Lopsiders became the Asymmetric people, the Striders died out, the Parasites became the Symbiotes, the Fingerfishers became the Sail people, the Hedonists became the Satyriacs, the Insectophagi became the Bug Facers, the Spacers became the Asteromorphs, the Ruin Haunters became the Gravitals, and then there were others that we didn't learn about. So, looking at this, so the main three here, the Bug Facers, the Asteromorphs, and the Gravitals, went on to become subjects of the Machine Empire. The Asteromorphs became godlike forms, who then defeated the Machine Empire. The Machine Empire went on to become the New Machines, whereas the godlike forms became the Terrestrials and the Asteromorph gods. And the Bug Facers were sort of the only group among the post-humans to actually survive. So, kind of a nice overview of what we just went over.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's weird that it's at the beginning of the book because it kind of spoils a lot.
Yeah.
Not that you can, spoil a book like this. It's very.
I guess it takes away some of the surprise.
Yeah.
If you like blind seeing something called hand flapper loses its appeal
Yeah.
when you already know it's coming.
So I think this should probably be at the end of the book, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Next
All right.
time.
Yeah. So do you have a plan for next week? Do you wanna...
Next week is up in the air. I was actually thinking about, because I need to do another maybe art stream,
Mhm.
like maybe 2 art streams a week instead of just 1. So I think we could play with the idea of doing an art stream together on next week. Yeah.
Are you sure you want that?
Well, I'm not after that.
Okay.
But I think we could come up with something fun.
All right. I'll see what you've got.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I can't say that I'm good, but I'm
Yeah,
definitely
but if
willing to try it.
anything, and if anything, we could just you could just help me make something. Like, because I was thinking about doing a collage, like just cutting stuff out of a magazine or
Oh,
something.
like physical art. That's right. You do physical art. Okay. Yeah. That sounds like a good time. Give you some ideas.
Cool.
Or I'll say, hey, use that, cut that out and use that as part of your collage.
Exactly. Like, let's see what we can
what am I
create.
supposed to do with a prescription pill bottle?
Figure it out.
Yeah, that's not.
Make it art.
What am I supposed to do with the terms and conditions? I don't know.
Right.
Make it art.
Make it art.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
So chat, if you want to catch us next week, if you've enjoyed our little thing here this evening, I will post a link. To Alien's channel. You should go follow her if you haven't already. Hang on. I put in the wrong thing.
How dare you? Unbelievable. Okay. Can you believe this?
And she's been playing through Dragon Age 2 for some reason.
Because it's great.
Allegedly.
It's great.
Anyway, so if you guys go follow her, you will catch me over there next Tuesday. And I guess we're doing some kind of art, which will be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about our upcoming book, which is soon to be a major motion picture as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The, what did we call it?
I don't think we came up with a title.
We didn't come up with a name. Hang on, we gotta...
Untitled.
No, it's got a name. I came up with a name.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, hang on, let me find it. Not Google Sheets, no. Google Docs.
Google Docs.
It's under my Google Docs. I should send you a link to that as well.
Oh, yeah.
It is called Shifting Stars.
Ooh, yes, I love that. Brilliant.
I'm also working on a script for a YouTube video.
Oh.
That I might have you do a part if you want.
Yeah.
So I just noticed because it's in my Google Docs as well.
Hell
it's a script that I've been working on.
Sweet.
So I
like
hope
that.
Everybody had a fun time this evening. We're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Who should we raid, Alien? Do you know anybody that deserves a raid?
Let me take a look at who is alive.
Because since you're the guest, you get to pick. That's the rule.
Are you following Ice King of Space?
I am. Should we go raid him?
Yeah.
Okay, he's doing some KSP. I know that's what you guys are actually here for.
Right.
So,
everyone's just like,
so we'll start the raid.
On?
Looks like he's doing a simulation. Also, if we raid him, he'll have to play a guitar solo. So.
Yes, that's kind of what I'm.
He's pretty rad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe, if you want to watch Surviving Mars. Otherwise, when I'm live, just check the schedule.
Yeah.
I've never missed a stream since I put the schedule up. So there you go.
Impressive.
Here we go.